Hello, everyone, and welcome to Esports for Indie, hosted by OP Noobs. Today, we're going to be hosting a tournament for the game Graveball. My name is XT. I'm joined here with Edward Harley, and we're so excited to give you guys coverage of this tournament. But right now, we are on the pre-show. Edward, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually really excited to see a brand new game that has a very interesting concept, kind of like a Goblin Rocket League kind of thing. I mean, you can destroy enemies in that, but this one you're more to, I don't know. It's really, really cool. I think it's just going to be really, really fun just to see some goblins going at it, trying to get the ball in the goal.
Yeah, definitely, Nick. And a lot of action going to be happening today as the tournament is going to be in a round robin. We're going to see 7 games on our stream today. It's going to be a lot of fun to cast. And I, for one, am super excited because what is on the line, the winner of this tournament, not only walk away with a bunch of games, but also one of those games being Monster Hunter World, the talk of everyone right now.
Yeah, very good. Very, very interesting game. That's a game that I've really thought about getting, but it's just, I don't know. But that is definitely exciting because that's a brand new game. So that's a game that a lot of people may have, but it hasn't been around a while, so people have had less opportunity to buy it. So right. I think that one is going to be a big one.
Cool. So before I even begin about the tournament during our pre-show, I guess right now is the perfect time to just talk about how the game works. So for those of you who have never played Graveball before, it is a 3v3 cooperative game in which teams of 3 will face each other. And if you guys know the sport rugby, more or less you're trying to throw a ball to the other side over a score. And there are many mechanics in this game that make it very unique. Although the concept is very simple, I think it's very easy to pick up. But it can lead to a lot of complications, and it will probably take a while to master, as there are things you have to keep in mind, such as making sure you take control of your team. Take control of your opponent by killing your members when needed. Utilizing the different weapons, such as the sight and the club. Scoring through the hoop in order to get that instant point, and things like that. It's going to be a ton of fun, though, as 3v3 tends to be pretty crazy, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those games that I kind of attribute it or kind of compare it to like chess, because chess is an incredibly simple game that has very simple mechanics. Each piece does a certain thing, but it's how you execute the moves in the game that get to be really important, or maybe like soccer, thing like that. It's also very, very simple. Get the ball in the goal, but you got to worry about your positioning, where the other players on the other team are positioned, where your teammates are positioned, how you execute your own plays and all that kind of stuff. So it's really going to be all about how they use the abilities that they're given, since the only abilities you can really have, you can hit with a club, throw your club, and become a ghost. That's pretty much the main things that they're going to be able to do for their team, other than handling the ball itself. So it's one you don't want to play too aggressively and not have at least someone kind of standing back a little bit to defend the goal, because then you potentially risk losing all of your goblins, which if you lose all your goblins, the other team can score. Then you also risk them getting the ball down because they just lob it all the way down, forcing you to try to backtrack back to your goal. And it's just, I'm really excited to see what people are able to do with this, because it's so new that people are less likely to have strats down pat.
Right. Everyone keep in mind, this is going to be the first ever tournament for Graveball. And very excited to be here with you today, Nick, as one of the biggest things that always I find very interesting when casting a brand new game is just, the unique strategies that everyone can come up with, like you said, because the floor is theirs, right? There's no established meta yet. And one of the things I'm predicting here, as we both had a little bit of opportunity to play the game a little bit, is just a lot of usage of the ghost, right? One of the unique things about Graveball is that you can actually kill off your character to become a ghost early and respawn as soon as you want. However, as you are a ghost, you aren't able to physically grab the ball. You do have to respawn, but you can reposition yourself. You get bonus movement speed. You can get access to the site. But you just have to be wary, as when you are a ghost, you have a short period of time, because the enemy team can take advantage of it, as you will not be physically on the field. So going to be very interesting to see how that mechanic is utilized, especially with the site being added to the equation, as it is insta-kill. It does have a longer range, and I do believe it also adds a little bit more seconds to the death time.
No, yeah, and that was about the scythe. It's just it's a lot. The scythe is a lot faster than your normal club, but you can
Right.
you can do everything that you would normally be able to do. You can throw it, you can swing it, which are obviously the only two real things you can do with it. But it has a much wider range, so the cone in front of you, it covers a bit more of the sides, and when the club is a bit, at least in my experience playing it, the club seems to be a lot more narrow than the scythe would be. It's a lot faster, and it just seems to be, I don't know, just a whole lot better. But it only spawns periodically, so if you waste it, essentially, like grab it and throw it, which is a viable strat. So that way you're taking it away from the other team being able to potentially get it. It's just you got to kind of weigh that. Do you want to better position yourself? Do you want to go for the scythe? How do you want to play that?
Yeah, exactly. And one more important thing that you do have to keep in mind, not only just the site, when we're talking about the ball too, you only have a limited time to save it. As you know, usually in other sports, as soon as you make it to the goal, you get the point immediately. However, there are two ways to score a point in this style of tournament, because team kills will be off for this. So you can't just kill the enemy team and score a point off of that. The first way to score a point, you go to the end goal, and your ball has to stay there for at least 2 seconds. And after 2 seconds, you will score the point. So that does mean when you're defending, you have 2 seconds to react to hopefully get the ball away. As long as it's off the ground, it will reset the timer. However, if it stays on the ground for more than 2 seconds, it will count as a point, and you will have to reset and move on from there. So that's the first way. And the second way being making it through the hoop. If you are able to toss the ball right through the hoop, that is an instant point, and game continues from there.
Yep. And another thing you got to worry about with when it's in the goal is there's a sound cue that says the ball is on its 2 second countdown, essentially. And
Right.
if it's in that countdown, you are unable to pick it up. You have to hit it with your club, or you have to dive in order to knock it. Basically make it move and reset that countdown. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to pick it up. You can pick it up when it's off countdown, is essentially what you're going to. So you're going to see a lot of diving when the ball's in the goal. You're going to see a lot of swinging, all that stuff.
All right. And now to conclude our pre-show, I think it's very important to also talk about the rules, as most reviewers are joining in right now. So just kind of bring it up. It's pretty straightforward. The lobby rules, from my understanding, the whole entire tournament, as we stated earlier, is going to be round robin. So each player will play against each other at least once. We have 8 players competing, and we can go over that in a bit. But each game will be a best of 3, played in the round robin. They will last 5 minutes each. Team kills will be off. So in order to score a point, you will have to get the ball to the other side of the goal, or you will have to get it through the hoop. Dedicated servers will be turned on, so hopefully a more smooth connection from there. And each team will have 2 bots on their team, so it's a full-on 3-3. Although it is advertised, yes, on a 1v1, it will still be 3v3 competition, as there will be each regular player on each side. So yeah, that'll be happening. So that's the basic gist of the rules. There are really no special maps. There's just only be one map played. All weapons are on, so there'll be a club and a site to be used. But more or less, the biggest thing you have to keep in mind is that it's going to be a 5-minute best of 3 slugfest. So anything can go in those 5 minutes, and yeah, it should be we should see a lot of high intense action today.
That's the hope.
Fingers crossed, Nick. And now to just kind of give us a rundown of the players competing, I do believe we will be starting the tournament quite shortly, in around 3 minutes. Our participants are as follows. We'll have Eggy competing, Digital Carnage, Stifle Jackal, Colin Quinn 20, Chad Tronic, Dia, Steph Carey. Oh, that's a great name. And Revo 82J. Those are 8 contestants. Today they will be competing in our round robin for a chance to not only pick up Monster Hunter World, you'll also be in the running to pick up Destiny 2, Dead Rising 4, The Surge, Mafia 3, and Rising Storm 2, Vietnam. However, we do have other prizes to store. Second place and third place will also be able to get some games in the running, but the first place will be able to get that whole slew of games if they are able to come out on top in this round robin. So, Nick, with your experience with the game, so far, how's the experience been as someone who's been able to get his hands on the game recently?
I thought it was actually really fun. I was having, because I described the game. The main quality I described the game as is silly, and I think that's fair. I'm not using that in any sort of derogatory or negative way. I think it's silly. I think that works for it because it really is. You're a goblin, especially when team kills are on, which it always was when I played the game. I usually just swung my club around. I didn't care who was in front of me. It didn't really matter to me. I was swinging my club around, just hacking people away. If I wasn't being hacked away myself, I wasn't all that great. But it's just you're throwing a skull around in a graveyard arena that kind of looks like a soccer field, swinging around a club. I think it's just a fun little game to play. It's really fast. The mechanics are incredibly simple. If you could get let's say a whole bunch of friends to play, because it's at $5, it's actually really cheap for what it is, or how much of a smile and laugh it got from me. And I thought it was a pretty good time. Especially if I could get some people to play with me and basically ruin their time by swinging my bat around, even if they're on my team. I think that's great.
Yeah, and I think for me to kind of just talk about my skill, I will agree. Although silly, not in a derogatory way, like you said, it's a ton of fun to be able to have a lot of unique play styles. More or less, you can have some people going for the kills instead, and if you aren't confident in your aiming, you can have someone else take the ball up there and just kind of work around there. With that, and I feel like there are a lot of strategies that can come up. Although this is a 1v1 tournament with 2 bots per team, I think in a full-on 3-on-3 setting, I think this game has a lot of potential, which is so much fun. But today, we will be showcasing the 1v1 style of play, as we will be heading to our first match shortly. And welcome back, everyone. We are back to start off the tournament actually for our first round here with Eggy taking on Revo. And
yeah,
here we go. First match already. We already see the ball heading over to the green side there. Eggy trying to defend it. This is gonna get knocked out. But Revo managed to get the ball. He's still trying to get it in. Def's back and forth. A lot of blood being shed, but look at that ball being launched all the way across the screen. Eggy trying to defend it, and that is going to be Eggy getting the first point.
And it should be noted that the AI in this game is actually fairly smart. They do play very well, and they do play very defensive. So even honestly, it's probably better off having 2 AIs rather than two other players with them in order to do it, because they do play fairly well.
And look at that, immediately both players already going to the site, and the second score is going to be scored by Eggy, as he was about to get that goal. And I guess right now...
Sorry, you're noticing from Revo, he's going ghost almost immediately. He's trying to jump in and get a good position to help his team out and just get around the field a whole lot faster. You notice Eggy is doing a very similar tactic.
Oh, and look at that sight throw, being able to get one of the AI there, but Revo does go down, grabs the ball, is going to try to throw it, but not exactly there just yet. Eggy trying to defend it, can it still knock it out? No, grabs the ball, going to be able to throw it out to the other side. And the AI actually blocks it. Though still trying to get the kill. It's going to be on his edge once again. He wants to get it out, but Eggy gets it on there, and it is almost going to be a score. No, gets knocked out.
He's going for that hoop.
Instant score if he can get it, but is not going to be there for long. Doesn't get the hoop, so it's now going to be back to the classic way to score it. Eggy's still trying to get it, but the AI does not want it to stay there for long.
And so, I also don't know if we covered it before, but if the ball is in its 2-second countdown, it is not possible for someone as a ghost to go into the goal in order to defend it. So it has to be off the countdown, similar to picking up the ball.
You do see there, though, Eggy immediately going to spawn error, trying to knock the ball out. The one to AI, though, is going to be able to get it from Eggy's team. Now he's going to be on the way to grab the ball as soon as he can. You see everyone already going ghost as soon as they can to get that extra movement speed. And so they aren't prone to being dead there. First point maybe going to Revo if he can get it down, but Eggy's team does not want to go down without a fight.
Embassy here. This is actually really good for Eggy's team here because right now they can turtle for much of this round, and they're going to end up with a victory for this round.
Yeah,
they don't need to score at all here.
We will go once again. Toss the ball. Great toss, but look at that. Eggy's team immediately being able to get it off the grid. Eggy grabs the ball for himself, tosses it across the screen there, but the catch immediately from Revo's team. Going back to his area quite soon. Eggy, though, still defending ball. Like you said, Nick, perfectly viable strat to just turtle here. Hoop is up for the instant score if Revo could get it, but Eggy has his hands on the ball. Ooh. Almost gets
he was going to go for his own hoop. I don't know if they're going to be able to get there in time, and they're not. They tried valiantly, the AI did, in order to get to that goal, but just like that, they're blocked from getting into the goal at that last second, so they weren't able to do it.
Eggy with a 3-0 lead, 16 seconds left on the clock, and this could be it for Revo for this first round here. Eggy immediately going ghost. Revo does have the sight, but not able to use it. Actually killed off by Eggy. 9 seconds left. Eggy going for another point, potentially for a 4-0. No, he is going to be able to grab the ball one more time, but I think that it's going to do it. Eggy going to be looking to get the first round extra try, but doesn't even matter in the end. 3-0 for the first round here. Eggy going to come out on top.
That was this game really does show how fast paced it is because when you're killed by someone else, or if in your own team, if you're playing, pubs and not doing our format here, you have I believe 4 or 5 seconds between when you're killed and when you can respawn. But if you suicide, if you kill yourself, you spawn immediately either way. You immediately become a ghost. You can use that speed to your advantage, and then you can immediately spawn back in. So there's no lag time in between. So you notice a lot of the kills that are coming in here are mostly on themselves because they're too far away from the action or too far away from their own goal. So you're seeing a lot of repositioning and a lot of stuff going on. It's just like I said, it's silly, but it's simple, but it is a lot of fun. And it is really fast, and I do like that aspect of it.
I really think that Eggy did a great job at utilizing the ghost here, as we are going to be heading to our second game just right here. Here we go. Eggy right now leading 1-0. Wants to close this off in the first round of the round robin, but here we go. Everyone immediately, Revo and Eggy going ghost. Revo actually being able to get the sight there, but look at that great weapon toss on the computers, but he's just steady there. No! Eggy not going to be able to defend in time. Revo gets the first point after an unfortunate round one.
Yeah, that was very good. That was definitely a clutch club throw there, because that AI was ready to go get it, but wasn't quite able to grab it.
And look at that, Revo able to get the sight immediately, but is killed off as soon as possible. So Revo once again with the sight, going to be seeing what he can do. One kill for himself, but the ball is on his court. He's going to be trying to toss it away. Here, Eggy, though, is here to retaliate. Sight is going to get lost. Or if he can score the point, though, he is going to be up against AI. Here he goes flying out of there. Now Eggy's team has the ball. Revo's team has the ball.
All right, and Eggy looks like he is able to get it back. He was able to use his ghost to get there just in time, and it is quite the brawl here near all the goals. Actually, there's not a whole lot happening around the middle of the field. It's all going on the edges of the field. And another thing about the scythe, a bit that is not quite as good as the club, or is meant to, I think, kind of limit the scythe, is if you do pick up the skull, you do drop the scythe. You cannot carry both at the same time.
Right. We do see Revo's team trying to make it through the hoop, unable to do so, but he could get another point here. Yes, he does. 2-0 lead right now over Eggy. Great start for Revo if he wants to tie up the series.
Another exciting match. This is the kind of gameplay that we really like to see. I don't want to see anyone walk over anybody in any of these rounds here. I want to see really good competitive play.
Revo immediately getting to sight, accidentally does kill one of his teammates, however, but Eggy tries to get the ball for himself to score. No, he doesn't. Goes ghost. Tries to score for himself, and a lot of back and forth action here, but I think Revo gets the ball in the end.
It looks like Revo was able to take a shot at goal, but the AI is able to grab it, take it away, and killed himself. Immediately has to come back, though.
Eggy wants to get the ball there, but Revo does a great job on knocking it out. Though may just be able to get it. It depends on who's going to be the last man standing. It is going to be Revo's team there, and the ball is on his court. No one from Eggy's team to potentially get the ball there. Great weapon toss, but not going to be enough. Revo gets the ball again. You see the ball up in the air. Eggy trying to knock it out, gets his hands on it. Ball goes back to Eggy.
Throwing it to his AI teammate again, but the AI teammate killed itself and then came back. A very interesting AI on Eggy's side here.
Yeah, the ball is going to go down to Revo's side, but once again, Revo going to get position of the ball. Eggy tries to grab it, gets killed off by the AI immediately, and Revo actually going to be able to have the ball. Hoop is up one again, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to score just yet. A lot of bloodbath happening as Revo, I think, has the upper hand. No, Eggy managed to get the ball and might actually be able to score if no one from Revo's side is going to be on, but 14 seconds left on the clock. Eggy grabs
so it
the
looks
ball.
like Eggy has the ball, but I don't know. Right now, Revo, all he has to do, the same thing Eggy had to do before, is all he has to do is turtle, so he just has to knock it around a little bit. He doesn't have to score, and it looks like Eggy is not going to be able to. The round is going to go to Revo.
Great defense from the end from Revo, being able to just knock away any hope of Revo potentially getting a score there. Not to mention, Revo, during the whole time, he was able to come out on top of the 3v3s happening near the goals. Just having the numbers advantage does mean so much. And also, you also do see in the beginning of the rounds, Revo immediately turns into a goes for the site. And because of that, he is going to be able to not only come out on top 2-0, but now that ties with the series that we head into our last round here.
Yeah, there was someone asking in chat, can they switch guys? No, they cannot. They are assigned the specific goblin that they have to stick with.
Yeah, definitely. Now here we go. Last round. So far, Revo going to have the advantage over the ball, going to be heading over to his side, but Eggy looking to defend as soon as he can, but Revo does have the sight, has to be careful. Extra range is going to get himself the ball there. Could potentially get a touchdown for himself, but Eggy able to grab the ball, tosses it to the other side, but there is an AI to defend it.
Looks like not quite as of a clear-cut game this time, because there's a massive bloodbath going on. It is on Eggy's side. However, Eggy and his AI are doing a bit better job of taking out Revo and his AI.
Goes for the hoop, but overshots just a bit, but he might actually be able to get a point. No, Eggy's still trying to defend, but there is going to be still one side from Revo's team able to defend it. Grabs the ball, tosses it to the other side. No one there to defend it just yet, but Eggy is there immediately.
And that's another thing. You notice that the ghosts are on the field. The live goblins cannot see the ghosts, but ghosts can see each other. So if you are going to use your ghost in order to reposition yourself better, you have to be aware that Revo is able to take it. You saw one of the AI did dive for it, but I think the hitbox just wasn't quite there for it. But if you try to reposition yourself with your ghost, know that the other team's ghosts can also see you, so they can react and position themselves based on where you go as well.
Eggy manages to get the first sight, actually, immediately, but gets taken down by Revo almost as soon as he gets spawned there, and now no one there to defend on Eggy's side. AI of computers falling back and forth, and now that's going to be a 2 lead from Revo. Just unfortunate play from Eggy.
Ooh. All right, this is looking pretty good for Revo, and not quite as good for Eggy. But who knows? Maybe he'll be able to pull it back here. He did have a very good first round, so if he can pull that out again. But Revo with the scythe is doing an absolute work.
Oh, Revo tries to go for the point, but Eggy immediately just hits the ball, goes wide open to the air, and Eggy just needs to toss it right now to the other side, but gets taken down while he has a possession of the ball. Revo trying to get it, but it's a 2v1 right now. Can Revo manage to save the ball? Yes, he can. Throws it to the other side. Gonna immediately go all the way up in the air thanks to the weapon toss. But Eggy does have the sight. Managed to kill some people back and forth. It is gonna get tossed over. Not sure if it's going to be enough, though.
It's a whole lot of death going on here. It's mostly just... There's not as much of throwing the ball as we've seen in the previous rounds. It's a lot of mostly... At least from Revo's side, which I think is a perfectly viable strat. Just go around, just kill the other goblins.
Yeah, Revo right now, all he has to do with the 2 lead, just make sure that no points are being scored, but the ball is going to be down for a long time. Eggy gets the point!
There you go.
Unfortunate defense.
Now we're competitive.
Yeah. Eggy just 1 point away from tying up our current game here, but Revo playing very good defense there, constantly killing off Eggy's team, but Eggy goes for sight. No, Revo gets it, and look at that toss all the way over the other side onto Eggy's base.
Yeah, I think that was a thrown weapon at the flying ball in order to get it all the way across the field immediately.
Yep. Eggy, though, manages to save it, is now looking to see if he can get the point here to tie up the series. As the ball could throw it, yes he does, but overshoots it just a bit, rebounds, Revo goes for the score, and this may be it if Eggy can't get it in time. Eggy with the sight tries to get some people back and forth.
Trying to body block.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough. Ball going to be thrown. Extra time going to be happening right now. Eggy has to score now, but Revo gets the ball, has possession, throws it to his side, and may just be able to end the game here. Eggy still has it. Going to be trying to toss it into the hoop. Baby, no, this is.
Oh, almost had it. Wait.
One more shot. Tries to get it. It's on his side. Tries to get the point, but Revo with the defense. He doesn't get the score here. It is going to go into overtime. Eggy, though, tries to defend it. Revo is on his side right now. Wants to close the game, but Eggy has the ball again.
And you notice here in the extra time, because it is not sitting around at all, it is constantly in overtime here, and the circles are not shrinking because the game does want the points to be scored.
Yeah, Eggy, though, managed to get the ball one more time onto his possession, but Revo may not be, almost by a slim margin. Saves the ball. Could he get it through the hoop? No, it doesn't. Eggy, though, is on the other side to potentially interrupt here. And what back and forth action we have right now, but Revo managed to get the ball, tries to get through the hoop to end the game, but can't. Does not want to go over to overtime.
No, they really don't. This is a really good fight. He goes, hey, he has to grab it here. He might go for the
hoop. Could go for the goes for the dunk. Gets the dunk. He'll tie up for 2-2. What a back and forth game.
There you go. All right. So tied going into at the end of this third round. Amazing.
Up, and now we're going to be heading to overtime. The last person to get this point will be able to get it. It is going to be sudden death over right now for both teams. And Eggy, after miraculous extra time section, he wants to be able to score this, but can Eggy defend? That is the question.
So he's going for it pretty hard here, and the AI for Revo's team, they're trying to position themselves better, but oh no, it landed on the spikes.
Overshoots it, can't defend the ball. What a misplay coming out from Revo, and Eggy takes the series 2-1.
And that's another hazard that I don't think people fully realize when they're playing the game is if you jump near the edges of the map, including the goal, the spikes that are the fence is going to kill you. So that's something that you really have to worry about when you're jumping around near the edges. So I think that's really what sealed it for Eggy there. That was a great match. That was good from both players here. Tied 1-1, tied going into the end of that third round. That was great.
You have to feel so bad for Revo, though. He almost had the opportunity to defend there. He was in the correct position, but just jumps over the fence a bit too much. And like you said, that is going to cost his life there. Great comeback play from Eggy to turn it all around to take the series 2-1.
That was great. That's the kind of thing that we were hoping to see here from these players in Graveball.
Oh man, Graveball, we are already off to a great start here. Round 1 should be concluding quite soon, but congratulations to the Eggy. Let's talk mechanics there. We saw, I think me and you, Nick, we both saw both teams. As soon as they spawn, they immediately go to their ghost form and try to get that sight. Just goes to show you how important that is right now in this meta game.
Yeah, they do, because it is, as we talked about before, it is very strong. It is a lot better than the club in terms of pretty much anything. It's faster, the cone's bigger. It's just overall better weapon, and obviously it's a one-shot kill no matter what, whether it is with the club or the scythe. But it's just the scythe usually just has a much better advantage here. Okay, we're getting the log set up here, see if it'll load, but yeah, the great use of the ghost from both teams, AI included, because you can't just miss the AI there, because as we said, the AI is actually pretty smart in this game. They play a lot more defensive, and they play very well with the other team. They position themselves such that they are able to get the ball when they throw it and all that stuff, and then potentially pass it to you if you're in position to get it. It was just such a good match. I thought that was really great. And a great first match as well. Great match and a great first match.
I loved it when Eggy was able to dunk the ball to be able to send it to overtime to sudden death, and that was just very satisfying for Eggy. And like, if you see on the screen right now for the replay, you do see Eggy just constantly trying to get his hands on the ball, constantly tossing it back and forth and trying to just outmaneuver Graveball every step of the way, but Graveball just doing his best to defend it, but just not able to. And I think it's very important. It's actually super important to be able to score into the hoop. So, you know, although this game is still pretty fresh, I think it's still in a week after its release, it's going to be extremely vital for players to be able to score within the hoop, because that is an instant point.
Yes. So you don't have to wait for the 2 seconds, and you can either go for the long shot, as Eggy has tried to do a couple times, or you can go for the dunk, which obviously it's a little bit more perilous because you're holding onto the ball for a lot longer, which you risk someone coming up on you from their ghost form and taking you out. But it's a bit more of a sure thing in order to slam dunk, because just like in basketball, you're right there in order to get it in.
Yeah, definitely. And now, as we are waiting to set up this second game, I think it's very important to remind our viewers what is on the line for these players. And the biggest thing, once again, the winner of this tournament will get his hands on Monster Hunter World. But either way, we are going to be heading to our second game. We'll be right back. We are back with our second game here in Graveball. Well, not really back yet. We are still in the link screen. But if we get this game underway shortly. Our second round here. I was able to catch the names, but I believe it is Digital Carnage taking on Imperius for our second game here in our round robin.
This is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Hopefully, we still get a great games on our hands.
Okay,
we are still waiting for the lobby to get set up, I do believe. But either way, let's just talk about just maneuvering and whatnot, because you know, when you are taken down, it is a pretty short respawn time, right? I believe it's like 5 to 4 seconds until you can come back.
Yeah, and I believe it's an extra second if someone kills you by doing a jump club or a jump scythe, I believe is part of the mechanic. So, which I don't notice as often, because it's just so much easier to just, you know, club them when they're around your zone of terror, as it were. Yeah, it's just a few seconds, but you notice a lot of, at least from the AI side, is you notice a lot of jumping and a lot of diving, because that is a very good strat of, if you know someone is swinging at you, you can basically dive underneath of their swing, or you jump over it. So you notice a lot when in the close quarters you see a lot of jumping around, which even if they're not necessarily going for the club, for the jump club, which will attack on an extra second, it'll be a way for them to dodge the club from somebody else. So yeah, that's very good. I saw a lot of that from the AI especially.
And I think one of the best ways to also, like you said, diving not only a great way to just dodge, but I think diving right now is a great way to also save the ball, as it does knock it up just a tad, as we will be remaking the lobby. Fortunately, we do probably have a little bit of technical error, but we will be back quite shortly. But you know, let's keep talking about the dive, as I think diving in this game is going to be very important, not only because you can't pick up the ball while you're in the goal, but also because it just tosses up the ball just slightly and also just allows you to dodge so many attacks.
Yes, it does. And the only problem I encountered if I was trying to save the ball from the goal by diving was there is a lag time between your diving and hitting the ball and then your ability to actually pick it up. So if given the option, if you're near enough to it that you can hit it with your club, that is always going to be the better option, because it'll hit it and you can immediately pick it up as soon as it goes off of its 2 second score cooldown, as it were. Maybe not the best word to describe it, but the countdown, we'll say, not cooldown. So it's one of those that if you don't have a club, obviously dive is the only thing you can do. Other than that, it should only be used if you're too far away to hit it with your club. Otherwise.
And now we are going to be going right back into our game here. We'll be right back. And we are back as we are still loading up this match. Hopefully we should be getting to here shortly. Once again, it is going to be Digital Carnage taking on Imperius in our second round of round robins. And after that amazing game one from Revo and Eggy, I'm so excited to see more at Graveball action in our tournament today.
Yeah, that gives me a lot of hope about the players that we're going to be seeing here. And I saw the another one of the rounds that I saw the outcome score for was 2-1 as well. So it was another game that it wasn't 2-0 whatever. It was a tie going into that third round. So hopefully that's a good sign that we're going to see a lot more of that, which I want to see, and I hope that all the viewers prefer to see too.
Yeah, definitely. And extra time going to be such an important thing here with close games like that. Although, we may have seen some games just going like 4-0, 3-0 early in the first match. You saw how stressful extra time can be when you just want to get it into the hoop. And Eggy, once again, that dunk at the end was just, woof. So intense, so intense. He worked hard for that win, and he's got to be pretty excited to move on to this tournament.
Yeah, having that point is definitely good. It's definitely good to have that feather in your cap first with the first round point victory point, as it were. And that dunk that he did do, which I agree was great. That was his second shot at it. Before, I think he really was more just going for that goal, and then he realized the circle is staying open. It's like, well, hey, if that's the case, I have this another shot to go for it.
Yeah, and it's like, once again, I really do hope we do see more players look to get through that hoop, because once again, it's that instant point that just makes so many things count. And I do hope that as the tournament does progress, we will be able to see more of these players just go for that hoop, because there's not much you can do for the instant point, but we've seen how stressful it can be trying to get a point when you're at the other team's end zone.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to have to recreate the lobby. I'm wondering if one or more players or even spectators are just having maybe some issues connecting to the match. So we're going to try to get that addressed as fast as we can.
Meanwhile, while we were dealing with that, I do want to remind our viewers at home about the rules of this tournament. If you're just tuning in the game, you are currently watching the Overpowered Noobs, and this is the Graveball tournament. It's hosted by Esports for Indie. My name is XT. I'm joined here with Nick. We're going to be casting your games today, and this is a round robin tournament. It's the kind of things we haven't really seen before, as most of our tournament has been through bracket. This time, all the players will face against each other at least once. And in a round robin, in order to win, you just have to make sure you acquire the most points. So you have to make sure you don't want to drop those games, because you want to score as many points as possible. Because what's on the line is going to be Monster Hunter World for that first place prize.
And if Monster Hunter World isn't really your cup of tea, I don't know, maybe you're a little weird like that. There's also Destiny 2 going to the first place, Dead Rising 4. The Surge, Mafia 3, and Rising Storm 2. So there's a whole bunch of different games that are going to go to our first place winner.
Yes,
and the first place winner isn't the only one that's going to be getting stuff. So it's also second place is also going to get a couple games. Sudden Strike 4 and A Hat in Time. Hat in Time actually is a game that I've been interested in playing. It's a platformer that I haven't had a chance to play yet, but that one is actually really good. Obviously, the big games are going for the first place winner, because obviously, they're the ones that, earn that first place spot. But third place is also going to get something. It's going to be a game called Yooka-Laylee. Haven't heard of that game before, but it says it's an open world platformer, interestingly enough. So that should be good too.
Yeah, Yooka-Laylee is still a great game too if you are in third place. Very memorable one, to say the least, as it was made by the developers or some of the staff who worked on Banjo-Kazooie. So fans of that game will enjoy Yooka-Laylee, but a lot of great prizes on our line here. But let's talk about the rules one more time. Once again, it's a best of 3, and I've been told that it is actually 3 minutes, not 5, for both these teams to compete in our best of 3 matchup. Team kill goals will be off, so you are not able to score a point by killing the rest of the team. And we should see a lot of great matches, as it is. Although it's a 1v1 tournament, both players will have computer AI with them in the same team, and should lead to a lot of great 3v3 action, like we just saw earlier, as we are going to be heading to our second game now. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, folks. And we are back, and hopefully all our issues should have resolved. We are going to be loading in. Yes, we are! Digital Carnage taking on Imperius. Here we go. Game 2 of our round robin tournament.
Yeah, another thing you might have noticed is just more of a sidebar thing that the people have different clubs. There aren't different weapons. They don't do anything different. They are pure cosmetic, which I find kind of cool, but they also have different masks and stuff. Here, might as well point that out if anyone's wondering if there's any difference between any of the clubs that anyone is using.
Just saying, the bone is the best skin in the game. There's no better feeling than whacking your opponent with the bones of your dead enemies. But look at this, already off to an interesting start here. The hoop is going to be up. Digital Carnage trying to defend his score, but may not be able to do it in time. No, saves the ball. Once again, 2 seconds left. They're still trying to push it out. Yes, he does. Great defense.
Was doing a very good job. Imperius was doing a whole lot of work with that scythe, but they luckily Carnage's AI and Carnage himself was able to suicide, and it was able to come back in just in time in order to defend.
Great intercept coming out from Digital Carnage's team. You saw Imperius trying to make it to the other side by throwing it, but once again, he is going to be able to get his hands on the ball. Does drop it, however, Digital Carnage now has it for himself, but Imperius says no! Kills him right off the bat.
He doesn't want him to go anywhere. It looks like score!
That is going to be a score. 1-0 currently heading over towards Imperius' advantage. Great job by him killing off Digital Carnage as soon as he could. Let's go on to the next point.
Let's go to point 2, which hopefully we are going to see more points, because that's an exciting bit. I like seeing the exploding skull and then the exploding goblins for any of those that are nearby.
Well, you just looked at that. Imperius just like grabbed the ball like it was nothing and was just basically uncontested, but unfortunately, Digital Carnage trying to defend there. Hoop not going to be thrown. Imperius still does have a lot of control of the ball so far.
I am noticing a bit more in terms of mechanically, as simple as these mechanics are. Imperius does seem to have a bit more of a mechanical understanding, or I guess more of an understanding of the mechanics of this game, from what I have seen so far.
Hoop is going to be open, but denied by Imperius once again. Goes for the hoop. Mobus gets it, overshots it by just a tiny bit. Imperius still wanting to get the point. He is still up currently 1. Oh.
Here we go. Come on, Carnage. Let's go. Let's get a point on the board. Let's make this as exciting as possible.
Get Imperius. You don't want him to interrupt it, but he knocks it out just in time. No, Digital Carnage hits it over to the side. Could have been bad. Toss is over. Go for the dunk.
Carnage is going to get a self-goal there, and that's not what you want to see in a game like this.
Hoop is going to be going down once again. Still very close game. Imperius is here to defend his ball. Gets it for himself, tosses it to the other side. We may be seeing overtime if Imperius cannot score, but Digital Carnage, though, is here to say something about that.
It looks like AI potentially could get one here. It is going to be extra time, and it looks like he is going to be able to get that score.
That's going to be tossing us to sudden death. Great weapon toss from Digital Carnage to deny Imperius from helping defend his goal. That's going to, like you said, we are going to be in sudden death.
All right, so we're seeing this immediately. We're not going to have to wait for round 3 in order to see a nice sudden death match here.
Yep. Right now, either of these players, one goal, it will do it here, but right now, Digital Carnage does have the ball, but Imperius does have the numbers advantage to help defend his baits. Oh, look at that kick! Sends it off to the other side, but Ricochet is actually back to Imperius' side, but Imperius does want to score the goal here. Digital Carnage goes down, actually.
Here it is.
Oh, just unfortunate. Digital Carnage not able to take down Imperius in time. Imperius actually able to come in from behind and take his life. And that is going to be the first game going over to Imperius in this best of 3.
So yeah, Imperius is going to win round 1. I noticed not as much ghost usage on the side of Digital Carnage, even from his AI, which I found interesting. Normally you see them, using the ghost a bit better than the player. I know they always use ghost better than I ever did. I was one who didn't, use it nearly as much as I could, and even if I did, I didn't really use it correctly. But But yeah, I think that was definitely helping Imperius in that round. Is that him and his team were definitely using Ghost, I think, just a little bit better than Carnage and his team was.
Well, here we go into our second round here. Currently, Imperius is going to lead 1-0. Has to feel really good heading into the second round, as Digital Carnage may have something to say about that. Ball going to be over.
He's going to be able to answer back here.
Yeah. Possession right now onto Digital Carnage. Look at that. He's just weaving back and forth. Not going to get. He's alive for so long. Gets it into his. No, Imperius dives, and now is going to try to shoot it over to the other side. Digital Carnage though goes Ghost. Tries to answer, but gets taken down by a weapon toss. Not sure if that is going to be enough, though.
All right, here we go. Digital Carnage coming back. He's the only one left on the field for his team, and it's just barely moving. You're not going to get in there.
Gets taken down at the worst possible moment right in front of his goal, and Imperius scores 1-0.
All right, and we just saw last round what happened when he was able to go up 1-0, but Digital Carnage did answer back. Let's see if he's able to do it with a bit more time left. Maybe he could get a couple scores in here instead of just the one.
Ooh, Digital Carnage, though, doing a great job at dodging all of the weapons. Ricochets off of Imperius. Potentially could be a goal, but Imperius is here to defend. Grabs the ball for himself.
Yeah, Digital Carnage does have a very good Serpentine. I think he's bringing in, 2 points for Imperius. I wonder if Digital Carnage is bringing in maybe some FPS knowledge, because that's what you always got to do in FPS games like a Battlefield, a Serpentine pattern. You don't want to get hit, you go Serpentine.
Yeah, great pass from Imperius to end that second point here, but Digital Carnage is not out of it just yet. We've seen a comeback before in the 2-0 victory, but the ball right now going to be onto possession of Imperius. He's going to be able to dodge that weapon, tosses it over to the other side. Hoop is up, but Digital Carnage, take it down!
Oh.
That was nasty. Imperius scores.
Digital Carnage, he tried. He was right on the cusp of that goal, but a very nice, I think it's from the AI, a weapon throw right on him, prevented him from getting in and touching that goal, touching that skull.
Imperius in the chat, just going, ouch. Oh, the immediate weapon toss to take down Digital Carnage so far. Gonna be on the ground, but his teammate is able to pass it over to the other side. Imperius gonna be looking to get the ball for himself, tosses it over, but Digital Carnage goes Ghost, tries to defend. His team is able to respond, though. Let's see if he can get a point.
Looks like they might be able to, but Imperius, he's trying hard, but I don't know if he's gonna be. He don't.
Digital Carnage with the first score of the series, actually able to bring it up to 1-3, but still needs 2 more points to potentially go it to overtime, and 3 if he wants to take this game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a tall order, because Imperius is playing very well, very solid here, and Digital Carnage, he has definitely stepped up here in this second round, but I think he needs to really pull out some great plays in order to narrow that gap.
You see right now, great defense coming out from Digital Carnage. May actually just get the point here if he can defend for long enough. Yes, he does! 2-3 right now. Digital Carnage coming back.
All right, and he still has about a minute left in order to get another point and tie up this score. And based on that, he did about half that time for that second score. So I think he should be able to do it here.
Look at that. Digital Carnage now has the ball, but Imperius is right there to say no. Tosses the ball over. No hoop just yet for that instant point. That's definitely going to be another goal, potentially. Digital Carnage, no! Take it down as soon as he spawned. Not able to defend in time. Now going to be down 2 points.
And another thing, when you are a ghost, you can come out of the ground different ways. Depending on the button you press, whether you push the attack, the dive, or the jump button, you will come out of the ground doing that. So that is something to note, that if you do see someone just come out the ground outside the goal, they could have used the dive button and dove immediately upon sprouting out of the ground from their ghost form.
It seems that in this game so far, a lot of the players do like to predict and see where their opponents are going to spawn here, but Digital Carnage spawns up, tries to dive for the ball. It's going to be up in the air for a little bit and tossed out. Great play from the Digital Carnage's team. Pierce still may have things to say about that.
Oh, the AI was waiting right there. He was ready to grab it. And the corners make it a little bit difficult. You never want to toss in the corners too much because they are angled inwards. So they do make the ball move, which will then reset the 2-second countdown.
Yeah, and oh, look at that. Imperius just goes flying. But we do have seconds on the board now. We do need to see a score immediately from Digital Carnage if he wants any hope of tying this up for extra time. But extra time right now. He needs to score a point right now. Can he dunk it? No, he misses. Tries to score the point still, but Imperius, all he has to do, it just needs to be off of Digital Carnage's hands. Yes, it is. And Imperius takes the series 2-0.
Very, very exciting. That was very, very good. That was one of those situations where you kind of see that one player seemed to have just a bit of just a slight bit of a handle on the mechanics, a bit more for Imperius in terms of like using the ghost effectively and all that, or a little bit over Digital Carnage. But I'm not saying anything against Digital Carnage. He did a very, very good job, especially in that second round. I think he really started to pick things up and really was able to compete.
At Digital Carnage, I feel like he was warmed up for the second of it, but Imperius from the start, showing a lot of prowess on the game. He's been getting a lot of practice, I'm sure of it. As a result, he will be moving on currently with a win under his belt, as it's going to be a little bit harder for Digital Carnage if he wants to catch back up with the rest, as I do believe most round ones are concluding right now.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Yep.
Okay, yep. Imperius won that one. Yep. All right. So yeah, that was very, very good. We did see a lot more of. We kind of saw, at least I remember seeing a lot more ghost usage in this round than you did see, at least in the first couple rounds. In our first match that we saw, I think a lot better ghost usage in terms of positioning, and there wasn't as much battling. It didn't appear compared to the first match that we saw. There wasn't as much of club swinging and goblin killing as this one. It was mostly I'm going to kill myself and get this better position in order to help my team out.
Yeah, I think Imperius did a great job at just predicting on where his opponents would spawn, immediately killing them right off the bat, so they don't have any opportunity to help defend their goal. And that was where most of Imperius's goal came from. Just Digital Carnage not being able to be there to defend it as he was taken down.
Okay, looks like we are gonna hopefully get this next match started here pretty shortly.
Yep, and now
excuse me. All right,
waiting for our next match.
Yeah, so we are gonna have this next round, and I don't know if you've all been paying attention into chat, but they are going to be asking questions, and they're going to be doing giveaways based on those questions. So pay attention to what we're saying, because I think some of the questions might be based on the stuff that we have said about the game. So make sure to keep an eye on that and participate in chat. Have some fun. Meet some people, talk. I'm keeping an eye on chat here just in case there's stuff directed at us. Any questions like that we would be willing to that we can answer.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be here all day until the tournament ends, obviously. But, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of the tournament pans out at the moment. Once again, keep your eyes on chat, as you do want other opportunities to get games. And we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see.
All right, we are going to get our next lobby set up here. All right. So who we got for our next match? Let's see.
Very exciting. I think it's a round 2 round robin matchup, maybe a round 1. But I do want to report some off stream games that have been playing. Colin Quinn able to take it 2-1 over Steph Carey, so he's going to be also in the running so far to get first place. So right now the players definitely to look out for Eggy, Imperius, and Colin Quinn. Eggy and Imperius, you did just see on screen just earlier, but Colin Quinn too, being able to win a match for himself off screen. As hopefully the players who have suffered their losses, hopefully they are still able to come back, as they are not out of it just yet, as there are now, I do believe, many rounds to play, 9 rounds, as there are 9 participants in this tournament.
Yeah, and I believe we are getting periodic. We are getting some people signing up, so some adjustments are being made to the round robin. So the first match that we saw, You might think that is the first round, but it's actually being attributed to later round, just due to the fact that there was some shuffling, because we want to make this exciting. We want to make this fun for everybody, include as many people as we can into this event. So we are adding people. So now instead of the round seven rounds that we saw that we originally intended it for it to be, now we're up to 9.
Yep, and now we are going to be going on to E4i versus Digital Carnage. Digital Carnage, unfortunately, suffering his first loss last game, now going to be up against E4i, who has been able to win 2-1 over Revo recently. So maybe an uphill battle for Digital Carnage, but we did see him having a lot better play towards the end of that second game, as I feel like he was just warmed up.
Yeah, I think Digital Carnage, I'm expecting some good things from Digital Carnage here, because as you said, it did seem to pick things up a lot more in the second round against Imperius. So I think maybe though just a couple, just a warm up one, just getting, kind of the hang of, being in the tournament, playing the game where there's something at the end of the line that you're shooting for. I'm expecting some good stuff here.
And now we are going to be heading to our next match. Stay tuned. And welcome back, everyone, to our third match, of the game. It is going to be E4i taking on Digital Carnage in a best-of-3 matchup. Once again, both players will have 3 minutes per round to see if they can one up each other. But what are you expecting for this matchup here after seeing both these players, Nick?
I'm expecting some good stuff. I mean, E4i and Digital Carnage both show that they are able to clutch out some very good plays, particularly E4i, because as we saw in our first match, that he was able to get that dunk to tie it up, take it to overtime in that third round, and then able to eventually pull out the win away from Revo. And Digital Carnage, as we were talking about, I think was kind of warming up a little bit for that second match of ours. And he did end up losing that match to Imperius, but I do expect some good plays from him here, because I think he is starting to get just based on seeing how the other people are playing. I think he's really starting to get some strats and some mechanical understanding here.
I do hope to see a little bit of improvement from both these players, though. E4i, though, did pick up his win off a couple of sick dunks earlier in our first matchup of the game, of the day. So that's going to be something to really look forward to. As E4i right now, if he does lose this one, it's going to be a little bit harder if his of everyone else who's been able to pick up a win in this round robin so far, if they are able to pick up a win themselves. But hopefully we see a lot of great action heading into the second round, because I don't think Digital Carnage is going down without a fight.
No, I wouldn't expect him to. And our loading screen is taking a while again this time, so it might be another situation where we're gonna have to restart the lobby and just kind of get going again, just kind of set everything up again. So give us a second here to take care of that.
Yeah, hopefully we are going to have everything fixed quite soon. But in the meantime, I think still as we are still running this tournament, there are games being played off stream. I do not believe any of them have been finished just yet, or some may not have been finished just yet. But once again, a lot of players competing in this matchup. I do believe we have 9 participants at the moment, so they are all in the running to see if they can get our first prize here, which will include Monster Hunter World, a game that's been sorely hyped up as of late. I think everyone would like to get their hands on that. But as we were waiting, so another thing I do think we should talk about is just the ways you really utilize that ghost, because like you said earlier, Nick, it's a very important part of the strategy in Graveball to be able to use that ghost correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things, because a lot of times you get your ghost no matter how you die. But it is often and should be more advantageous to take yourself out. And I'm sorry about that. Basically take yourself out in order to immediately turn into a ghost and immediately be able to spawn back in at your leisure. You also travel a lot faster. And as I said before, depending on what button you press to come out of Ghost, whether that's jump, club, or dive, you will take that action as soon as you pop out the ground. So which is something I haven't seen a whole lot of people do. For the most part, I've been seeing them just strictly pop out of the ground instead of, let's say, if they're trying to go and defend the goal, to dive. So instead of, because immediately you pop out and dive. So there's not that lag time between popping out the ground and doing the action. So that's something I haven't seen a whole lot of yet. And so maybe they're watching, maybe they're hearing this, and maybe they'll give it a try, because I think that's something that I found to be very useful.
Right. It's going to be very interesting to see what movement options players do use when they're out of their ghost. And, you know, that can really make or break the round, as we've seen last game, Imperius and Digital Carnage. But look at this. We're going to be heading into here right now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back, everyone, with Digital Carnage taking on Aggie. Here, Digital Carnage wants some retribution for himself, while Aggie, though, immediately goes for the site, while Digital Carnage just opts to stay as a goblin.
Yeah, I wonder if he just isn't quite used to that strat, because it is very, very useful, but it's also one that you have to compete for. So it's kind of one of those things where it's not a bad strat to not go for that site, though.
Aggie with the fake out tries to get the ball into his goal, gets to kill on the Digital Carnage. I don't think anyone is there to respond just yet, but Digital Carnage is going to be there.
No, but see, that was another that I was talking about. The corners, you don't want to get that ball in the corner because it will move, so that which will reset the countdown on that 2 seconds that you really want to go as fast as possible. So you have to watch out for that.
Yep, and Digital Carnage going ghost, though, is able to see if he is able to defend here. The ball lands right in front of Aggie, actually. And Digital Carnage tosses the ball out. Great job by him, but can't get the ball just yet. Needs to get his holds on it. No, Aggie takes him out. The ball goes out one more time. He doesn't get the score just yet, but
there it is.
There we go. Aggie gets the point. Whew. Man, Aggie really had to work for that final point, or for that first point. Wouldn't you agree, Nick?
He really did. He really tried. And then you can see there was a bit of a taunt there at the end, which I think was when it was rolling out of the goal. So he's like, I got this, no problem. And then he had to end up fighting for it. He got the point, but it was a lot more fighting than I think he really wanted.
Did you see earlier, Aggie immediately going ghost and has the sight right now, able to outrange Digital Carnage, but Aggie finally gets taken down. His reign terror is over. Aggie does respawn. He's looking to see if he can get the ball, but has to play a little bit safe. Gets taken down by Digital Carnage's team. Now the ball is going to get grabbed up by his teammate, though. And a hoop score!
Oh, my!
For Aggie!
I have tried to throw the ball into the hoop. I have never once been able to do it. I mean, it's because if you throw it too hard, it's gonna, miss whatever. And obviously the aiming is a bit hard. There's an arrow on your goblin, but it's so hard to aim and get the throw strength right. That
was nigh beautiful coming out from Digital Carnage. I mean, yeah, from Aggie. Sorry, as pass to a thrower, but look at that. Digital Carnage strikes back and basically has a goal handed to him.
They really did. Aggie tried to go for that scythe again, which could have worked out for him, but he immediately was taken out by one of the AI for Digital Carnage, so which meant the scythe was absolutely useless. And he's not going for the scythe this time, you notice.
Aggie, though, does get his hand on the ball. Tries to score for himself, and now Aggie, all he has to do is just put it down. Yes, he does. Digital Carnage tries to toss it out. Just be able to, yes, he dives, but is taken down immediately. Look at that, though. Aggie may go for the dunk, gets denied, and Digital Carnage should be able to look at the ball. No, goes back to Aggie. Could be a score. Digital Carnage has the ball, and now it's in his possession, but Aggie gets back.
Oh, that was almost, he tried to go for just a simple drop it and in, but unfortunately he was in the air, which allowed one of Digital Carnage's AI to hit it out.
Aggie with the sight tries to get his advantage as he kills people back and forth, tosses the sight away, though. It'd be a bad time to do so, but the hoop is up, but the Aggie has the ball. He throws it to the other side, tries to go for the score. No, doesn't, misses. Digital Carnage now tries to defend, but Aggie with the ball. It's maybe a score for Aggie, but possession back into Digital Carnage.
A lot of back and forth going on right now. A whole big bloodbath going here. Eggy, all Eggy has to do right now is turtle it just a little bit. Get some kills on Digital Carnage, prevent him from scoring. But everyone was down at the other end, so this might mean a score. No, not. Because if an extra time, if you are not touching it, if someone's not touching it, it is very similar to having it be in the goal. It starts a countdown, and if you're not touching it, the round is over.
Yep. You have to have possession of the ball in order to continue an extra time. Unfortunately, Digital Carnage, although the ball was rolling towards its goal, and it could have honestly been a point, unfortunately, he was not able to secure it. And Eggy, look at that, 25 kills on himself. Eggy is going to be able to so far have the lead 1-0.
Yeah, I wonder if that could have been a goal. If Digital Carnage would have held on to the skull for just a little bit longer. Obviously, you want to throw it because you don't want to risk getting it, but then you run into the risk of one of Eggy's AI or Eggy himself going ghost in order to go and block it at the other end.
Yep, and look at that. Eggy immediately going ghost, has the sight, kills 2. But the ball is going to get defended by Digital Carnage. Sight is available for both teams. Dropped by Eggy, but he picks it back up. Ball kicked. Possession of Digital Carnage, but Eggy gets it back. Great save by him. Looking to score back. Great dodge. Misses. Left toss. Ball onto his score right now. Digital Carnage trying to defend. But Eggy should be able to get the point.
Looks like he might, but no, the AI does throw it out. So he's going to have to go ghost in order to get over there and get it. But that gives Digital Carnage and his team time to come back in.
Eggy almost gets the dunk, but the hoop once again goes off it to cease to exist. Eggy grabs the ball for himself now, looks to score, gets it. Point going to Eggy.
He had to work pretty hard for that one.
Now point 2, going to be heading over here. Eggy right now with the lead right now. Digital Carnage still having a little bit of trouble trying to get his hands on the ball. Eggy just seems to have a better grasp of the game. Look at that. Immediately goes to his sight. I think that Digital Carnage is not doing it at all. And Eggy gets 3 kills for himself, grabs the ball, and tosses it over to the other side.
Oh, let's see. Oh, man, Eggy's teammate hit it out of the goal, away from the circle, which is going to mean it's going to shrink, and they're not going to be able to have an opportunity to go for it.
Digital Carnage has it, tosses it over to the other side. A great pass, could be a score, but rolls out of the goal. Eggy has the ball once again.
He's using the strat that has worked for him. He's just going to run it down himself. He's not going to worry about passing it or throwing it downfield like Digital Carnage, but he did have an AI down there to go for it.
Great pass coming out from Digital Carnage. Eggy trying to defend, has the ball. Tosses to the other side, could be a pass. And he missed the catch, actually. Poor guy, but Eggy's still looking for the point.
Looks like he might be able to get it unless Digital Carnage can touch it, and he can't.
Oh, Digital Carnage just a little bit too far off to get the save there. And once again, Eggy with a 2-0 lead.
Digital Carnage there did try to, it was definitely a valiant effort to go and try to dive for that ball, but I think its aim was just slightly off.
Agreed. And now we are looking at the point 3. Eggy right now trying to see if he can get any kills at the side. Is able to, but it's taken down. And now look at that. Eggy may be able to defend this. We'll have to wait and see, but grabs the ball. Hoop is up for Digital Carnage, but he does not have possession of the ball. And no, does not get the hoop.
Oh, and he is able to score it. I wasn't sure if the AI and Digital Carnage were going to be able to get that down there fast enough. And they did, but it was just that split second between coming out the ground and being able to do an action that resulted in that score there.
And Eggy was right there to interrupt the respawn here. Now Digital Carnage down 3 points will basically have to play flawlessly if he wants to be able to win this game and send it to game 3. But Eggy right now with the sight, you see how powerful it is and why in the first game it's so beneficial to get it.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm surprised that Digital Carnage isn't even giving it a shot, because I think it might help if he at least tried. Make Eggy think that he's not automatically going to be able to get that scythe.
Eggy with the toss, tries to pass to his teammate. It gets him himself, tries to go for the hoop, but it is too small. Now gets a double kill for himself. Save coming out from Digital Carnage. And ball is out of his goal.
does go for it. And looks like he's just going to go for the simple roll in, and I think they're going to be able to get another score out of that one. Taking out Digital Carnage's team, preventing him from respawning.
If Digital Carnage is able to use extra time to his fullest advantage to keep the game going, he will be able to get it, but he has to do just absolute perfection of a play in order for Digital Carnage to come back. This may be Iggy's game, but we'll have to wait and see. Iggy with the sight, looking to get a triple kill, gets 2 with the sight. We're going to be heading into extra time now. Iggy, though, looks to score another point for himself, but all he has to do is get the ball away from Digital Carnage in order to
win maybe this. Right outside the goal again.
Yeah.
Not able to get even a final score in that second round. So that is going to go to Iggy 4-0 for round 2.
Unfortunate, but great try from Digital Carnage, and that will be his second loss in the round robin tournament. But Iggy right now looking very good, playing very well in the Graveball tournament, and maybe actually, I dare say, one of the contenders to potentially get that first place.
For those we have seen, he is definitely performing very, very well. Now I kind of want to see some of the people we haven't quite seen yet, if they're willing, obviously, to have their matches streamed. Looks like we did have one individual that would like to have their match streamed, so maybe we might get someone else here eventually. Because I want to see if we're able to see in these other matches, see in these other players, so we can see. Because right now, Iggy doing very, very good job. He's obviously performing very well, doing exactly what he needs to do. But yeah, Imperius, as we saw in the second match, let's see, has Imperius played his second round yet? Let's look here. Just gonna look at the standings real quick, see who's gotten some points. Wait, do we move some matches around?
Well,
okay.
We can update, give you guys an update on who so far is looking to take the tournament. Unfortunately, Lomi suffering 2 losses for himself. If you guys are familiar with the Much More 2 community, he is one of the players in that. But he is so far down 2 games for himself, losing to Steph Jackal and Chad Tronic, who right now are sitting on 1-0s. So everyone has played a game already, and very excited to see how this tournament progresses as the games continue to unfold.
Yeah, it's going to be very good. So far, we do have a few people that could be in the running to catch up to Iggy. As we saw before, and as we mentioned, Imperius, he has a victory. Chad Tronic, Colon Quinn, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that. Colin Quinn, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then Stiefel Jackal, all have 1 victory under their belt. So they would be able to close that with that 1 game gap, depending on how Iggy performs in his subsequent matches. Although it looks like Iggy and Stiefel Jackal are going to be going against each other very soon. So that could widen that gap potentially if Iggy is able to win that victory or take that victory.
Yeah, definitely. Now, as we are going to be heading into, I believe, our 4th game that's being streamed today, as we do continue our round robin tournament. It is going to be Stiefel Jackal, like you said, Stiefel Jackal versus Imperius, and right now these 2 players 1-0. And this win here would mean they would move on to catch back up with Iggy, who is currently in the lead. And Imperius, we did see earlier, very dominant performance over Digital Carnage, but Stiefel Jackal may have something to say about that.
Yeah, definitely could. And with both players having 1 win each, it is going to be an unknown about who's going to be able to take this here, because we haven't seen Jackal play yet. We've seen Imperius, and he did do very well in his match against Digital Carnage. It's just to see Jackal, because Jackal did win his victory 2-0 as well. So this is going to be, hopefully, it's going to be a good match, and we are going to load in right now.
Yeah. And here we go, Stiefel Jackal taking on Imperius for a match to continue their undefeated streak. And Imperius immediately taken down by a weapon toss from Stiefel Jackal. He's looking to make a point already.
Looks like he's trying, and so far neither person except Pierce right there that's the first time that someone has gone for the scythe. They both chose to ignore it at the beginning of this round.
Scythe, though, is going to get knocked away. Imperius still trying to defend. Stiefel Jackal now going to be looking to see if he can score a point for himself, but Imperius right now has to feel very good about his play. Oh, look at that!
Oh my!
What? Yo!
I don't think that was on purpose. I think that was more the fact that I'm just going to kind of lob it into the goal here. And as he's lobbing it, the circle was coming out of the goal.
What?
Interesting.
I think that was just pure luck. Pure luck right there from Imperius, as he gets an instant goal from that, and Imperius right now going to be up 1-0.
Yeah, I don't know. And it was an AI that did it. So I was like, I don't know if maybe there's some there's some insider knowledge there with the AI kind of having insight into the RNG for the goal.
You see right now, Stifle Jackal looking to respond himself, does have the ball, is going to be dodging and weaving, bobbing and weaving, and kills back and forth. Stifle Jackal with a point for himself, 1-1.
Yeah, very good job. And that's something sometimes you have to weigh whether or not you want to throw it in or just walk it into the goal and drop it in, because that way, if you drop it, you are there for an immediate defense of the goal.
And definitely now look at that. We're going to be heading into our first game with a tied up score of 1 minute and 51 seconds left on the clock. Stifle Jackal with the ball, looking to see if he can toss it over to his teammate. Yes, he does, and is going to be on the ground. Imperius has other plans.
Imperius and his AI do not want that goal. Do not want that to sit in the goal for very long. It looks like Jackal. No, he is going to pass it to an AI. I was wondering if he was going to go for the run drop there again, which did work last time.
We are seeing right now Imperius going to be looking to see if he can score the ball himself, killing the AIs back and forth, but Stifle Jackal gets the ball for himself, looking to see if he can just dodge the computers back and forth. They're spawning all over him, but he tosses it over to the other side. Maybe he is able to get the point, but Stifle Jackal goes down.
It looks like Imperius is trying to go, but Jackal's playing very well, playing very defensive, very safe, which seems to be doesn't quite make the dunk, but he's going for it again and misses.
Yep, and Stifle Jackal right now looking to see if he can get the points for himself.
Oh,
able
that corner hill just made it in just enough, moved it just enough to make it not stay in the goal and not still. Here we go. I think he is able to do it.
Great defense coming out from Stifle Jackal there. Able to deny Imperius from getting the ball. Right now, Stifle Jackal will now lead 2-1 after Imperius's, I would say, lucky dunk, in my opinion.
That was definitely a lucky dunk, because there's no way. He's right there. That was what happened. The goal came out. The circle came out the goal as he's going in to just drop it in. So I don't know if you could easily replicate that.
You'll have to wonder, as Stifle Jackal right now does have his hand on the ball here, trying to see if he can score once again. No, he's not able to just yet. Defense coming up for Imperius, but there's only 7 seconds left on the clock. Stifle Jackal with the sight, looking to deny Imperius, but throws the sight away. Actually, Imperius looks for the goal, may actually get it if Stifle Jackal is not here to respond.
It's not being touched.
Gets the ball, may look for the dunk onto the goal there, but denied by Stifle Jackal. And that is going to be him picking up the first game in this best of 3.
That was a very good defense right there at the end for Jackal, because body blocking Imperius, preventing him from getting into the goal in order to do anything. He potentially could have swung his club to take out those goblins, but then you risk using that time and then not being able to get into the goal at all. So that was very good from Jackal and his AI, keeping him out just long enough. But it was also a very good job from Imperius to grab the skull before the overtime was able to tick down and prevent it from even having that shot.
And Stifle Jackal does go ghost, does not get the sight actually, and is looking to defend his ball as much as he can. And Stifle Jackal right now has a great showing over Imperius here, maybe looking to deny the ball, grabs it for himself, maybe looking to pass, tosses it over. But Imperius with the sight right now. But Stifle Jackal has the defense. Great weapon toss to kill Imperius. That's going to be the first point going over to Stifle Jackal.
That was very good with right there at the end, as you said, that toss. And then I think he was, even if he wouldn't have gotten the toss off, he was really close to that fence. So that jump probably would have ended that goblin's life either way.
Stifle Jackal immediately going ghost to try to catch up with the ball with the bonus movement speed here. But we do see a little bit of interesting plays here. Stifle Jackal, though, does have the ball, looking to dodge as soon as he can, but hoops are up. Let's see if he can make the dunk.
Oh! Grabs it out of the air. Denying him that basket.
Yeah. It was just at the right place at the right time. We do see right now Imperius trying to make the score here. 2 minutes on the clock. Stifle Jackal spots.
No.
Weapon toss takes him out.
Again, just like we saw last match, it was coming out the ground to defend it, but the flying club from behind was able to prevent it and then gave Imperius that point.
Movement options are so important. Like you said, Nick, when you spawn, you have to be super careful of the enemy team here. But look at that. The boss got to be going over to Imperius. He's going to be able to pick out. No, Weapon Toss got to be coming out for Steel Stifle Jackal's side. But look at this. His skull is up. The dunk. No, misses.
Wonder if he just wasn't quite high enough to get it in. I wonder if or maybe he wasn't close enough. It's always hard to judge. I have issues getting into the circle, as I mentioned before. And so, I mean, whenever I see anyone do it in the game, it's like I always applaud them. Because I know I can't do that very easy.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Stifle Jackal with the ball. Going to be passing it to his teammate. But Imperius is with the steal. Has possession right now. Trying to defend them as long as he can. Kills Stifle Jackal. Going to be looking to see if he can get the ball. But this is looking like a successful defense coming out from Stifle Jackal. Gets the score.
Yeah, that was a very good job. Very, very clutch kill there after dropping that. Club, I was wondering if one of them was going to go for the dunk, as I probably would have done just to be aggro and make the dumb play.
Stifle Jackal with the team kill. Unfortunately, Weapon Toss going to be taking him out, but he does have the sight now. Going to be looking to see if he can get the ball, but Imperius is able to get it first. Has to be really careful of Stifle Jackal. Does have the club. Tosses it over. Imperius now looking to see if he gets the score, but goes back to Stifle Jackal. We are going to be seeing the boss in contention in the middle, actually, for once, with Imperius. And we're looking for a score once again. Hoops should be up quite soon. Have to really watch out for that. Yes, they are up. Imperius is going to be able to get the ball quite soon. No, Stifle Jackal is here to spawn up. The ball is going to go back and forth in possession, but Imperius gets it end to end, tosses it over, may look for the score.
But I don't know that corner. I think it's going to keep moving just long enough, and Jackal is able to come back and grab that skull. Looks like he is going to go for mostly for himself, but I wonder if a pass would have been a smarter play there.
But look at that, Imperius right now trying to see if he can get another point for himself. No one there to defend. What were you doing? The computer just stays an inch away from Stifle and lets him have the point. That's going to be Stifle leading the series leading this match right now 3-1. Let's see what Imperius can do.
I think that was another situation where Jackal was standing in line with the ball, so you're body blocking. So even if you did take a swing, you wouldn't be able to have that. There's that slight cooldown refractory period between what you did and then what you're able to do after that. So I don't know if the AI would have been able to do anything anyway.
Up low, Stifle Jackal right now doing a little bit of street cleaning for himself. Imperius able to get the ball into his possession, throws it, tries to see if he can get the pass, and passes to Stifle Jackal instead. Great intercept coming out. And now, this game may as well be over if Stifle Jackal can either just make a point or keep it off of Imperius to let extra time go on for a little bit longer, but extra time maybe continue.
Oh no!
Imperius gets the ball, but just dives a little bit too forward, goes into that corner you were talking about. Imperius looks for the goal, may be able to get it. No, he doesn't, and Stifle Jackal with the ball. No, go back into Imperius, gets it! And Imperius is going to be able to stay alive in the game. Let's see how long he can continue this run.
Nope.
No,
he wasn't able to do it. That was overtime. Nope. He was able to close the gap for the score, but he wasn't able to get enough in order to get that victory. You even saw the Jackal there at the end. He realizes it. He's like, the game is over. It doesn't matter right now if you score. So he just looked at the ball in the goal because it honestly wasn't detrimental to him.
Yeah, quite unfortunate from Imperial. And we're back after some technical difficulties, but man, what a game 4 we had. When you say,
sorry, please continue. Yeah, that was very good. That was very exciting. Very, a lot of good stuff was happening there. You didn't see as much scythe play as we've seen in some of the other matches that we've been able to look at. So that was interesting. Even if they went ghost immediately upon that round starting, or that point round starting, they didn't go for the scythe. They pretty much just went for a bit better positioning.
Right. Now we are going to be heading into our next matchup quite shortly, as we are going to be getting into lobby. After a very intense back and forth action from both the players. Congratulations to Stifle Jackal. Imperious, best of luck. But it'll be a very exciting tournament we have in our hands, as we've already seen a lot of high-paced action. Graveball, just very intense experience, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a lot of fast-paced action, a lot of clubbing, a lot of a lot of suicide going on. I mean, it's kind of always feel a little bit weird to say that, but obviously as a very central mechanic to the gameplay, it's one of those things that you really need to know how to use it, when to use it, and how to use it, because it's not always advantageous to do so, because you have to pay attention to your teammates. Because if they're both dead and you use suicide to get a better position, if you are not alive for 2 seconds, you then lose the point because your team is wiped. Well, so you need to pay attention to that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, something else that we do want to update our viewers with is currently our standings. At the moment, we are having a 4-way tie. Fourth place, Eggy, Stifle Jackal, Colin Quintunny, and Chad Tronic, who we'll be seeing quite shortly, are all in position for 2-0. Imperious, Revo, Imperious actually is the only one that's 1-1, so he's currently all by himself for second place. And for third place, Revo, Digital Carnage, Lomi, and Steph Carey, all currently sporting an 0-2 score, as Revo right now is going to have this opportunity to climb up in the standings. Right now, he's going to be against the 2-0 Chad Tronic. Had a lot of trouble pronouncing that.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Looks like Revo might have. Okay, Revo wants to restart. Okay, so he's going to have to just restart real quick. He'll be back into our lobby shortly.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is going to be I want to hope this is going to be an interesting match, but so far with the standings as they are, with Chad Tronic already having 2 victories and Revo so far having none, being 0-2, it's one of those things where I hope Revo is able to perform. Hopefully he has had a few games to warm up, a few rounds to get, maybe adjust his strategy a little bit. I really want to see Revo perform here.
Yeah, Revo definitely right now is playing spoiler here. He wants to be able to take a game off of Chad Tronic. So not only can he continue to climb, but also make it a lot harder for Chad Tronic. So even though you're up against an 0-2 opponent, you can't underestimate them. But we will be heading into our second match. Don't go anywhere. And here we go, folks. Chad Tronic taking on Revo on our next matchup here. And immediately, that's what I like to see. Both players heading for the site, and Chad Tronic with it takes 2 with him before he goes down.
Yes, he does look like Chad Tronic. He's not able to do it. Yeah. Oh, I was a bit worried there. He almost wasn't able to defend that. His AI just barely got that dive in there at the end.
Could have been huge for Revo if he was able to make that point immediately off the start of the bat, but Chad Tronic's team has other plans here. Great defense right now coming out from Revo. He is going to have possession of the ball. Going to be looking to toss it over, but no one is there to intercept, or actually no one's there to get it. That's going to be an intercept coming out from Chad Tronic, as right now the ball is just going to be tossed back and forth like a beach ball.
It is. It's a bit more like a ping pong ball here, going back and forth, not really staying in one position for too long. It's pretty much goes in the goal. It's in there for about a second maybe, and then it goes immediately to the other end to spend some time in the other goal. So they're sharing at this point. They're not really being too selfish right now.
2 minutes left. The hoop has just been spawned, but Revo not going to be able to get the point just yet. Going to have to work for it, but that's going to be Chad Tronic tossing it out for himself. Is Revo right now looking to see if he can make the point. Chad Tronic going to be there to defend. Hopefully, does have the bone, but is not going to be able to toss it. Just no. Look at that last minute defense. Is now Chad Tronic has the ball.
Yeah, see, I don't know if we specifically mentioned it, but you do have a stamina bar in this game. So if you can try to go for the swings, there's a sprint option, there's diving, but if you're out of stamina, you're not going to be able to do these things as fast as you would if you obviously had some. So that's another thing. So if you see someone swinging and they have that, there is a lag time in between because they're out of stamina and they're not able to swing fast enough.
Yep, but if you guys saw earlier, Chad Tronic was able to make the score earlier. Revo unable to defend his ball just yet, and now look at this. The game is going to continue. Chad Tronic so far has his hands on the ball. But it is going to most likely go back over to Revo's side. No, Chatronic gets it once again, dodges the weapon throw, tosses it over to the other side, but may overshoot it. Revo has the ball now, looks for the save. Hoop is up, and look at that! He's right on top of the hoop!
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh, is that I wonder if he's not moving. I wonder if he was defending, but he maybe glitched out a little bit by standing on his guys.
The next level defense coming out from Chatronic's team. That was something.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I mean, they spawn pretty much only two places in the end zone, so you could potentially. Oh, I guess maybe a couple different spots, but it's very.
If you stand on top of the hoop, if someone throws it, you can just jump down and just deny it. So, you know.
You could, or you could do what I believe Imperious did. And one of the matches we saw from him is you just jump in and block it anyway. So I mean, you don't have to stand on top of it. You can just stand right in front of it, and do it the old-fashioned way.
10 seconds left on the clock. Revo's still trying to make a score. He has to score it in if he wants an opportunity to go into sudden death, but he has to get his hands on the point score first. Revo tries to toss it over, goes for the goal, but doesn't get it just yet. It may just be Chatronic's opportunity.
Oh no, he is able to get the score tied up.
He gets it. He gets it to tie it up, and Game One's gonna go into sudden death.
That is exciting. Come on now. See, Revo, this is what I was talking about. I really want Revo to perform, and he is doing that. He is doing a very good job and making Chatronic work for it.
Well, Chatronic definitely, like you said, is going to be working for it, but Def Stack and Borf going to be handing over as Chatronic and Revo just respawn. Now we're going to be seeing the ball being handed over, but Sight is going to be able to kill Revo, so he's going to be down for a little bit longer, but is able to spawn with it. So, maybe he wasn't expecting that just yet, but Chatronic does have the ball now.
There we go. Oh, no! He knocked it out
himself.
He walked into it. I was hoping he was able to use that scythe. He was doing a very good job with it. Oh no, his AI just knocked it into his own goal by coming out of Ghost Form. No. This could be bad. This could be okay, there we go. He knocked it out. But that could have been pretty bad for Revo there.
Yeah, definitely. And now Revo could be looking to see if we can get the score, but Chatronic has the ball, wants to continue his winning streak, currently 2-0 in the standings, but Revo playing spoiler, tosses to Sight, doesn't hit anyone, but Chatronic may be able to get a score. No, the ball rolls out. Look at that pesky corner, Nick. Look at that.
Oh, he almost was able to. Revo did have an extra second there, I think, to get back in, but he was a bit too far away. All of his ghosts, even if he had respawned in time, I don't know if he was close enough in order to get it. So the first round does go to Chatronic, but Revo showing that he is here to compete and show that he really wants to win.
Yeah, if you look at that, Revo actually was the best performer on his team, while Chatronic was not really 24 points. I don't really know how scores added up, but I think that's pretty bad.
It wasn't that bad. It was only 7 points down, I think, Chatronic from Revo, so it wasn't all that bad. He was the best on his team as well by about 40 points.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Because right now, Revo going to be looking to see if he can get his hands on the ball. It was able to get the sight at first, but Chatronic looking to get his hands on the ball. Revo able to get it once again. Chatronic on defense.
Have a roll. There you go. Oh. Save it there at the last second.
Yep. And now
fighting going on here in the corner. Very good throw. Nice ricochet. That's the strategy I use most of the time. There you go.
Great trick shot from Revo. He's actually the one to score that one. So good
That's
on him.
I find that works the best, at least for me, because if you go for the ricochet, it's gonna roll. It's gonna start that countdown, but because it's not being impacted in its roll, it is starting that 2-second countdown, and it's a lot harder to catch up to.
And now we are looking at pretty interesting combat right now. Chatronic is gonna be going down, but Revo also does go down. Is gonna be respawning quite soon. Chatronic currently trying to have possession of the ball as Revo wants to keep his lead for as long as he can. But look at that, Chatronic running on the fence! May be able to score it. Great moves from him, but can't secure that goal, unfortunately.
This roll is going to benefit Revo here because they're using their ghosts. They're coming out of ghost form and pushing it along. And I don't know if he's going to be... Oh, not quite able to get that scythe kill off on his AI.
But look at that, Chatronic and Revo are trying to fight for the ball, but Revo is able to get it, but no, actually goes over to Chatronic's team, intercept, but he was just sending it. He just wanted to die. And look at that, Chatronic right now has his teammate toss it to the goal. Hoop is going to be up. Who is going to be the one to toss it in? Might see a dunk, but Chatronic with the sight doing damage to everyone else. But look at that. Look at that kick going over to the other side.
To the other end, and it's going to go in. Is he going to be able to get there in time? I think he is.
Oh. Yeah. Look at that, though. Revo getting half his hands on the ball right now. Revo gonna see if he could get the score for himself, but Chatronic gonna be able to get the ball. Looks to see if he can score it. Hoops are up. Let's see who can get it in, if any, or if Revo can continue to hold his lead.
Is as we saw in the first match that we saw, that turtling right now is a viable strat. All you need to do is prevent your opponent from scoring. Obviously, you want to score, but if you can prevent him from scoring as much as possible, that is definitely going to benefit you. And it looks like he might be able to do it unless Chatronic is able to grab it. Okay.
Yep, and now he's going to be looking to see if he can get the score. Hoops are up. Let's see if Chatronic can do it.
Looks like Revo is going to deny him that basket.
Yep, and now Chatronic just killing goblins back and forth, but it was just a bit too far from the ball. Gets taken down by his ally, actually. 10 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what Chatronic can do.
And this timer definitely is going to benefit Revo more than it is Chatronic, because Chad is under the wire here to get that score and tie it up for this round. And if Revo is able to prevent from touching it, it is going to go to Revo.
Oh! There we go. Chatronic just a little bit too far to get the ball, and Revo takes it. Currently, we are going to be seeing a tied series, 1-1, between Revo and Chatronic, and they both had a much better showing than the first game.
They certainly did, and this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, that I was mentioning before how Revo needed to perform. But this is the kind of thing where, yes, he might be down 2 matches. Chad might be up 2 matches. But you can't really count anybody out. Not this early in the game, and definitely not just based on a previous performance, because Revo, as we saw, didn't perform very well. But obviously we saw that Eggy was able to edge him out. But Revo, as we see, is also a very good player. So you can't count anybody out yet, even if they do have 2 losses under their belt so far.
Yep, and now we are going to be seeing Revo and Chatronic going to be going for the site. He is going to be able to get his hands on it. And Chatronic with the ball. Going to be seeing if he can run on defense again, but he cannot, as Revo going to have possession and tries to score it.
There you go. So far, advantage Revo. Chad is losing a lot of players, and Revo doing a very good job there, dodging Chad's club by killing himself. So he was able to ghost and immediately respawn. Very good job from him.
And now Revo gonna be going down as Chatronic tries to get his hands on the ball, but Revo may have other plans.
No. There's the corner. Oh no! Oh, it is. It's sitting in the corner. Okay.
Oh. So close. The ball going to be tossed over, and all the goblins are over it. But look at that. The 3 ghosts coming up from Chatronic's team. Dodges the weapon throw. Dodges another one. Revo doesn't have a weapon for himself. Tosses to the other side. But great defense coming out from Revo's team. Chatronic, though, as a ghost. Got to spawn up. Get the ball.
That's not the direction you want to hit it in, Chad. Come on, Chatron. There you go. All right. He was heading along his own goal, I think. Oh, he's running on the fence again. But as we saw, that is a mixed bag. Because the fence can kill you.
Yep. Now the ball going to be over onto Chatronic's goal. Wants to prevent that from happening. Going to be on the fence again, but look at that. Immediately taken down by a weapon there. People going to be able to have possession of the ball quite soon. Uses Ghost, but gets taken down. No, actually takes down someone immediately.
Go for the dunk? He's not.
Nope. No dunks just yet. Revo, though. Oh, that could have been bad. Chatronic almost scored on his own goal.
That's what I'm wondering. Is that even possible to score your own goal in the... obviously, you can score on your own goal if you hit it into the goal, but are you able to do that with the basket? I kind of want to test that now, almost, because that would be very interesting to see. Adds a whole new level of, awareness of what you need to have when those things are up.
But now we do see Revo's team going to have his hands on the ball, tosses it over to the corner. Revo, though, going to be trying to see if he can get the point for himself. Just can't get it just yet. Chatronic with the ball now. No scores have been made so far. We have a pretty intense game here, folks, and you don't want to miss this.
No, you do not. Chad looks like he's going to just go for the drop in, and Revo is able to pick it up, but AI looks like he might be able to take this home for Chad this round. Nope. Looks like they are able to defend it.
Yep, and now the goals are going to be up here. Revo tries to score it, but Chadtronic is here to defend, and now still 20 seconds left on the clock. Who's going to be able to make the goal first? We're going to have to wait and see. Revo going to be trying to see if he can have the ball. His teammate is there to defend it, but it's going to go back over to Chad. It could be a goal. 8 seconds left. Let's see who can score it first.
I think we're going to... Oh, no, he was able to... He was taken out with a flying club.
Now we do have sudden death. Let's see who's going to be able to score it over to hoop first. Revo?
Might be Revo? No, Chad is able to get it and hit it with his club, but that looking very good for Revo so far.
Yep, but now Chad with the ball is going to be looking to see, but Revo as a ghost is going to be saying if he has other plans to hoop, is going to score! That is going to be sudden death one by Chadtronic.
From the half court shot into the basket. Very nice clutch play from Chadtronic there, but definitely great play from Revo here. He might have lost, but that is one of those things where the ending score, the 1-2 loss, or just the L, I don't think is representative of how good he was playing and how that match was, what that match was.
Yeah, that was such a close, intense match. Revo almost playing spoiler for that game number 3 there, but the lucky goal, I wouldn't even say lucky, just a very well done goal coming out from Chadtronic, allowing him to win over Revo there, and is now going to continue the round robin 3-0, and will join the ranks of Stifle Jacko and Colin Quinn, who have also won their respective rounds, as we are going to be heading into our next game quite shortly.
I believe we might be taking a very short break, just maybe about 5 minutes, just to kind of maybe go get a drink, maybe go to the bathroom, just kind of, because we've been around for about an hour and a half playing a lot of matches, so maybe potentially give us and some of the players a good chance to maybe get some water, maybe stretch a little bit from sitting in their chairs this whole time.
Okay. And we will be back in a couple of minutes. We're going to be heading into break. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back with more Graveball action. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Graveball tournament hosted by Esports for Indie with overpowered noobs. My name is XT. I'm joined here with Nick, and we are going to continue to give you coverage of the Graveball round robin tournament we have here today, and it is the first official tournament ever for Graveball. It is going to be a blast. I'm excited to cast it.
I know I'm excited to cast it. I'm excited to watch it, honestly. I mean, it's more of a privilege that I get to be here and be the the face guy that gets to talk about it, and the voice guy, obviously. But obviously the big participants here, the ones that are really important, not us. We don't really care about us. It's our players that have been playing in this match, these matches today. And let's just do a small update before break. We updated the standings. But let's just do a small overview again. We do have a few people that are so far undefeated. That's Stifle Jackal and Chadtronic are so far our top players right now with 4 wins, 0 losses each. Then we have a few that have only played about 3 matches. We have Colin Quinn, Eggy. Colin Quinn is at 3-0. Eggy's at 2-1. So he did lose to Jackal. So that was the match that I mentioned earlier that could have been good for Eggy, but Jackal was able to pull out the victory and so far keep his undefeated record going. And then you have some of the ones that have a bit of a losing record. Let's see, Steph Carey and Revo are both at 1 victory apiece. Imperius is also 1 victory apiece, but they have 2, 3, and 3 respectively. But then you have Digital Carnage and Dia are both so far at 0 victories with 3 losses and 4 losses respectively. But they do have an opportunity to bring it back. As we saw from our last match with Revo and Chadtronic. Revo, who lost to Eggy at the beginning, played very, very well in his most recent match. He might have lost. He got the L for that, but he performed incredibly well, and I'm excited to see what these other players are able to do.
Now, a lot of these players right now have had a really good showing, of the skill and whatnot. And I think the most exciting thing about this game for me is just being able to see the players make it through the hoop, as that is just the most exciting it goes that we've had so far, from the dunks all the way over to the long range shots. We've seen both of them today, and we won't forget about the clutch dunk that Eggy did at the end in the first game so far. Kind of sucks to see him that he did unfortunately drop a game, but I'm sure he'll bounce back, and we're just gonna have to wait and see on how the rest of the round robin kind of just plays itself.
Let's get into our next lobby here. So let me see what oh, hang on. Here we go. We're gonna have our next match. Larry Bird against Eggy. Larry Bird. This is gonna be the first Larry Bird game we've seen, but Eggy, he's so far a veteran on stream. He's been around for a few games. And Larry, I know he wanted to get at least 1 game in on the stream, so I'm hoping he's gonna be able to perform here.
Well, either way, we're going to be heading into our next matchup, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I'm playing. And welcome back, everyone. We're going to be seeing Eggy take on DT Larry Bird. And already we're already seeing Eggy with the first sight here. We're going to be seeing a lot of action here, but everyone's just dropping back and forth bodies everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like there's just a lot of fighting going on right now. Eggy does have the numbers advantage here. He is going to be able to get a shot in on goal and take out Larry Bird, and he's going to... Interesting. Okay, I was going to say, it's like you just need to drop it into the goal there, but Larry Bird is able to defend it, grab it, and throw it down. Added one of his AI. I'm not sure if Eggy's going to be able to touch it, and he does there at the last second, so he is able to prevent that goal and throw it down to the other end. But with the AI for Larry Bird, he is able to defend it. So if he can body block here, prevent Eggy from getting in, not able to do that either. So there's a lot of back and forth. It was just like our last match. There's a lot more of a ping pong match than anything else here. It is going back and forth. It has spending maybe a second into the end goal and then immediately going back to the other one. So there's a lot of carnage, just a lot of fighting going on here. Was able to inch it into the goal, knocking it across the entire field. So right now they are just fighting with the ball in the air so high. And Eggy looks like he is going to have the numbers advantage slightly here again. Goes for a dunk and misses it. Completely whiffs that dunk, but ooh,
Almost gets the point there. Aggie able to save it right now. JT, Larry Bird, though. Actually, no, Aggie's trying to score. My bad. It's Larry Bird right now. Gets the ball, kicks it over to his side, and no one is there to defend
might get it.
This could be a point going over to Larry Bird. Great job by him.
Yeah, I was wondering. That didn't necessarily look like one of those planned sort of goals. I think someone hit it when it was in the air with their club and just happened to knock in that direction. Unless it was the AI, and then I'd say it was probably planned. But I can't imagine Aggie or Larry Bird meant to hit it that far all at once. But looks like we are just gonna have some fight. Larry Bird is gonna go for the scythe. He's gonna get a very nice kill. Throw it from downtown, able to take out one of Aggie's AI with that flying scythe. Very nice play there. But Larry Bird is going to be taken out in turn by one of Aggie's AI, and he is going to end up with that score after that thrown club.
Yep, Aggie is going to be able to score it back onto Larry Bird, and right now we are going to be seeing both players tied up, as hopefully Aggie can get the upset here, as Larry Bird right now is just undefeated and currently one of the favorites to win it.
Yes, he is. And when I was mentioning the names, I said Colin Quinn, that is DT Larry Bird. Colin Quinn 20 is DT Larry Bird, the name he's going by here. But AI, if he's able to get it, he might be able to get it. But he does get the dunk. He does get the shot in. He doesn't go for it up close, and it does manage to bring that lead up 2-1.
Yeah, and now we're going to be seeing DT Larry Bird with the advantage, and he's going to be doing his best to see if he can continue his winning streak there after a very impressive dunk. But we do see Larry Bird with the sight, but it's going to get taken down by Aggie's team.
They will do it, trying to throw his club there, get a nice knockout. But right now it is just more of a brawl going for the ball. Not a whole lot of control going on over here, but it looks like Larry Bird does have the slight advantage unless Aggie's was able to get his AIs to come back online.
And we do see right now the hoops are going to be up. Larry Bird is going to be able to have possession of the ball. He's going to be tossing it over. Looks for the hoop, doesn't get it. It's too small, as Aggie right now gets the ball for himself. Looks to get it over to the other side. Maybe looking for the goal, but Larry Bird with interception, tossing it back forward. It's like beach volleyball at this point, but Larry Bird wants to win this game. Going to be tossing it over to his side of the goal. Aggie looking to save it. Extra time going to be up. Aggie needs to score if he wants to go to sudden death.
This is going to be a very important goal here. And Larry Bird, look, he might be trying to go in. Okay, he is, but he was taken out by Aggie. I don't know if they're going to be able to touch it or not.
Sudden death, here we come. Aggie against Larry Bird, as both of them are going to meet this high, intense situation, as both players going to be up one more time. They don't want to drop their first game in this best of three, as Larry Bird has possession.
I wonder if he's going to go. Oh, he did try to go for that thrown scythe. I was thinking he was going to go for it, but he wasn't able to hit Larry Bird, so he is able to get it down.
What?
The players can't dive in and touch it in time.
Green team wins.
What in the world? Larry Bird just able to just walk up slowly, put the skull down, and there's no one from Aggie's team that's able to stop him there. Larry Bird takes game number one in this best of three.
And they were right there at the edge of that goal as well. So they easily, you would think they could have made a dive for it, but I wonder if it was kind of an AI thing where they just stood and looked at it rather than going for it, which we've seen quite a bit so far today.
Yeah, definitely.
But based on how that went, it is definitely a match that we are going to see some very nice competition.
Up and now round two, here we come in this best of three right now. Larry Bird leads 1-0, and now Aggie with the ball, tosses it over, looking to see if he can get the point, but Larry Bird maybe looking to defend here, tosses the ball out, but look at that Aggie, ruthless aggression coming out from this man.
Very ruthless aggression, but see, the problem there is Aggie, in his ruthless aggression, did club hit the skull out of the goal, so then that prevented himself from getting that point.
Yep, and now we do see Larry Bird able to just kick it up all the way in the air, but Aggie with the sight kills him. Has no remorse for his soul. As Larry Bird right now going to be looking to see if he can get the goal for himself, but no, take it down by Aggie with the sight. He looks to pass, tosses it over to the other side, but someone is there to intercept and throws it on over.
CR doing a very good job here. A lot of back and forth. It's a lot more carnage than we've seen in at least the last couple of matches that we've been looking at. But and that was very good for Larry Bird's team there, as they were able to stagger themselves just enough so they're not dying all at once. So they were able to get in, have at least one person there in order to get it. And that corner is being the bane of some people's existence today, because it rolls a bit too close to that corner and then is preventing it from scoring.
Eggy with the ball, tries to score here, but DT Larry Bird has it for himself, tosses it over, no one there to defend just yet. Eggy there with the intercept, but Larry Bird gets the kill, may actually
Body block.
Gets the score, and that's Larry Bird leading 1-0.
It does bring him up over Eggy, but Eggy showing that he is able to do it, but I think he needs to kind of pull back a bit on his aggression. I think he's swinging a bit too swing happy with his club, and so I think that's kind of being a bit to his detriment here.
Larry Bird now going to be looking for another goal for himself, but gets taken down by Eggy's team. Eggy now looking for the ball, gets it for himself. That's it. And it's looking to toss it over to the other side, but there's someone to intercept. No, he doesn't grab it. Eggy goes for the point, and now Larry Bird with the dive saves the ball and now tosses it over to the other side, but no one is there just yet for Eggy's team. He has to go ghost now. He has to save the ball.
Body block.
Almost gets taken by Larry Bird, but Eggy goes for the score. They actually get it. Larry Bird, they get taken down. Eggy goes for the ball once again, gonna get tossed over. Great save.
Yeah, it is a very good job. A lot of work being done here, and I noticed that the AI is doing doing actually a pretty good job here. But I notice they're not as reliant on the AI between these two players this time, because you notice AI does a lot of work. The other matches this time, I'm noticing a lot more work being done by the players themselves, which I really like.
Yep, Larry Bird right now though having a great showing on Graveball here. He's definitely doing a great job over Eggy, but Eggy needs to score at least one right now if he wants to force that extra time. Hoops are up. Eggy gets a double kill for himself. I do believe he gets a score. Great for Eggy. He's almost back. Let's see if he can tie it up.
That was a very good body block from Eggy there at the end. He made it so that Larry Bird's AI wasn't able to get close enough. He had to take the swing, but he then wasn't able to get to the ball and hit the ball to prevent it from scoring.
We do see right now Eggy with sight, 18 seconds left on the clock. If Larry Bird does not want to go over to overtime, he's going to have to score right now. Eggy tried to score. No, he can't. And Larry Bird, once again, with the 2-point advantage, what will Eggy do?
This is going to be kind of tricky because there's not a whole lot you can do unless you get an almost immediate score. But even just based on getting the ball into the goal, it's 2 seconds. So that's going to be 2 seconds off the time that you're able to do anything. So as soon as it reaches overtime, it goes to Larry, no matter what Eggy is able to do.
Yep, and now this game is going to be over, unfortunately. Eggy trying to see if he could do a last-minute score. Larry Ball with the denial with that weapon club. Eggy's still trying to get his last potential score there. Oh. This is overshots it by a little bit, and Larry Bird with the ball. And seeing what he can do with it, but I think extra time is going to end with Larry Bird going to be winning this one 2-0.
There you go. So yeah, that is going to go to Larry Bird. Very good job from Eggy there. Very, very solid performance. It did go 2-0 in favor of Larry, but Eggy did perform very, very well. But I think it was just a situation where I think Eggy, or it just appeared anyway, that they weren't relying as much on their AI as we've seen in some of the other matches, and Larry took advantage of that and just seemed to have a bit better of a match in that particular match than we've seen from Eggy. But as we've seen, Eggy is also a very good player. Okay, so let's get an updated standings here. So that means that Larry Bird, or Colin Quinn, which we have both names in here, is going to advance or further his lead here. Him and Jackal, I believe, unless my standings aren't quite up to date yet. Okay, so it looks like Larry Bird and Chadtronic are going to be our top two so far with 5-0. Jackal right behind at 4-0. So those are going to be our top three. Jackal, I think, might be in a match right now. So who knows? We might have 3 people vying for that top spot. So that is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they are going to clash eventually. I don't know if you guys know this, by the way. I do have hiccups. I terribly apologize. I'm trying to figure it out right now with water. And thanks for the upside down drinking strategy. I'm trying to figure that out. But either way, right now, we're going to be seeing both our team, like you said, Nick, a lot of players gunning for that top spot right now. And I'm sure we're going to see them collide in just a little bit.
Yeah, that's the hope. I was trying to look and see, but there's so many matches that have yet to be played that it's hard to see, figure out. So let's see, we're looking for Larry Bird and Chad Tronic. That's going to be probably our biggest one so far. And it looks like, and who knows, they might have played each other already. That is definitely a possibility. It looks like Carnage and Chad Tronic. Let's see, Larry Bird has yet to play Jackal, so that's going to be another one that could determine what happens here. Let's see, Chad Tronic and Eggy has yet to be played. So yeah, there are still a lot of matches left, so don't count anyone out yet. Have to admit, it's not necessarily looking good for Carnage, because I think with the amount of rounds that we have, I don't think there's a whole lot we can do that he can do in order to come out on top. There's the possibility, depending on how the top 3 or 4 or 5, I guess I'll say, no, it's kind of top 3, how they perform. He might be able to edge his way into maybe potentially the top 3, but it's not looking good for him. So it looks like it might be between Larry Bird, Chatronic, and Stifle Jackal, right at this point.
Yep, definitely. And now, as we are going to be heading into our next lobby, I'm going to be very excited to see on how our tournament will conclude in our round robin, as right now each of these players, once again, will be playing against each other at least once, as that's how the round robin does work. But right now, as we are heading into our next match in our Graveball tournament, Ravo takes on Steph Carey. And we'll be back shortly with the match. And here we go, guys. Steph Carey taking on Revo in a best of 3 right now. 3 minutes on the clock. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And Revo already with the side, trying to kill people back and forth. What a brutal start to our game.
Revo, I think Revo really wasn't willing to give up that sight there at first, which I completely understand. It is a very good weapon, but it's one of those things you eventually just have to get rid of. It. But Carnage, so many ghosts flying around this map here.
Spooky. Weapon toss gonna miss though. Steph Carey looking to see if he can get the ball. That's gonna be the dunk. No, miss it. As Revo tries to save the ball for himself.
Is able to shoot it downtown? No. Looks like Carey is gonna be able to grab this. Maybe?
He does.
Jump there. Although when I was playing, I did have to change around my keybinds only because some of them were a little wonky for me using my controller, but because I noticed for jump and stuff. But because Carey was making a very odd jump there, but it looks like he's able to body block and score. Good job, Revo.
Revo doing a great job there, being able to sneak a score right under the nose of Steph Carey here. And now, as we are going to be continuing on, Revo now going to have the advantage here, turns to a ghost, gets the sight, maybe looking for a kill onto Steph Carey. Yes, he does. Revo grabs the ball. No, it's actually on Steph Carey's side. There's someone to save it.
Okay, there we go. He did go for the scythe, which I think is benefiting Revo. Revo, why you keep taking out your guy, man? You're on your team.
Guy, what? Revo. Okay. Anyway, Steph Carey with the ball. He's gonna be looking to toss it out. Revo though does get his hands on the ball. Talk about a star player on the hand, dude. Revo doing anything he can to hold on to the ball, I guess.
He's being completely bloodthirsty, which I completely understand. That's how I play too.
Revo!
He tried, not able to get it.
Goes for the dive, is not able to get it, and now that is going to tie up our current match here as Steph Carey can bring it to 1-1.
Did close that gap, so it is going to be just over a minute left for someone to get a score here. Both are going to be vying for this one because Carey right now is sitting at 2-2, so potentially Revo could be spoiling for for Carey shooting for a third place spot here.
Revo, though, is going to be able to take down some people here and there. The ball now going to be going over into Revo's side. Steph Carey wants the point, gets a kill for himself, but the hoops are up. Let's see if Steph Carey goes for the dunk, misses, rebounds off the backboard, can't get it. And now we are still going to be seeing colossal warfare, bodies flying everywhere. Is right now Steph Carey tries to get the ball for himself.
Looks like he is able to do it. Oh no, Revo, he threw his club. He's gonna go without it, but he does manage to grab the scythe and use it to his advantage.
Great pass. Now gonna toss it over, but Steph Carey is here to intercept most likely. Oh, look at that.
Body block.
Bonds right next to it. Steph Carey can't save the ball. Revo 2-1.
That was pretty good there. That was definitely using your positioning to your advantage there. I think Revo he could use his ghost to his advantage just a little bit more than he has been, though, potentially. If he goes for this kill there, that could be good for him.
Steph Carey right now is definitely going to be banking on that extra time when we get to it, or he could just force it straight up right now. Force it into a...
Oh, no!
He does! Steph Carey gets a score! 8 seconds left on the clock.
And that was that was definitely on the back of a thrown club. I believe it was from Carey at one of Revo's AI, because the AI was in the goal, which he could have easily defended it, but due to that thrown club, wasn't able to get anyone. No! If he body blocks him, and he does!
Wow!
Pops.
What the world?
He was able to get that score in.
The last possible second, he gets to score. Revo 3-2 up on Steph Carey. Good Lord, that was close.
Very good job from Revo there. Very, very solid play, I think, from both players here. And it's just that it just goes to show that the records don't necessarily, in my view, don't necessarily show the skill level of each of these players.
Well, here we go. Round 2, going to be heading up in our best of 3. Steph Carey with the ball. Whacks a guy with the skull and is looking to score. May get it. No, ricochets off of it. Revo has the ball.
On a thrown club and taking out Revo. Looks like he is going to have a pretty solid defense there, though. Carey's doing a very good job defending his goal. And I think Revo is... it's just working to his advantage to be a lot more aggressive than Carey seems to be playing, because Carey's playing a lot more defensive. It looks like he's going to go for the dunk. No, so hoping the AI would go for the dunk.
Goes for the safer option. That's going to go on over to Revo, currently up 1-0.
Yeah, that was definitely a far safer option, where Carey and his team were, since they were pretty much all dead and back at the farther end of the field. Very nice thrown club, but I think he's taken out in turn.
Ball going to be heading over onto Revo's side. Steph Carey seeing if he can try to make the goal, but it's just going to play D. Revo gets the side, takes out Steph Carey, but the AI has...
Able to get there? I don't think he managed. He used the longer reach from the scythe in order to hit that skull, prevent it from scoring, but that was looking really tricky there. That was looking pretty scary.
Steph Carey now tosses the ball on over, tries to get the score for himself. No, he does. No, misses the
rim.
Yeah. Now we are going to see currently Revo 1-0, playing spoiler at this point. Steph Carey though.
Oh no, he didn't quite aim it correctly there. He's turned the wrong direction in order to hit it, which allowed Revo to go up 2-0 in the second round. It's not looking very good for Carey so far, but there's still about a minute and a half left to get some scores here.
Should have went for the dive, but Steph Carey not going to be able to get the ball now. It's got to gone over to Revo, who wants to take this 2-0, but the ball may be going on to Steph Carey's favor, but he will able to take it back. Steph Carey on the other side gets to catch onto the skull, taken down by Revo. Maybe look for his third point.
Looks like, oh no, he dropped it. He went for the dive when he had a ball in his own goal, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to spawn. Okay, they did. That was looking pretty tricky there.
This isn't looking good right now. Revo may be looking to get the point there, but has to go Ghost to save the ball. Hoops are now up. Steph Curry gonna be playing defense. Gets the hoop for himself. Maybe looking to just run over to the other side. They can't catch up. No one is here just yet. Revo going Ghost, but the AI knocks it out. Maybe trying to save the ball, tosses it out.
Revo, okay, Revo is eventually taken out, but he had no club, so there wasn't a whole lot he could do other than just sitting there and trying to dive for it. But Curry, he really needs to try to get it towards the other end here. He's has about 30 seconds to get 2 scores. Although with these rings up, that could be good for him.
Fancy feet, goes for the score, doesn't get it just yet. Now Revo has the ball, gets taken down, and now the computer is going to be able to hold on to it. Rolls out, and Steph Curry is not going to be able to score a point. He has to do it right now, or he's not going to be able to get it to extra time. 10 seconds left on the clock. Can Steph Curry do it?
Let's see if he's able to get this score. It looks like he's carrying it around. I don't know. I wonder if he's given up at this point. He didn't really. It is time. So no matter what Steph does here, it is going to go in favor of Revo.
Yep. Steph Curry gonna be going down here 2-0 by Revo. Great job by him, and better luck next time, Steph Curry, as he is going to lose to into round robin.
Yes, he is. So that is going to be, I believe, Revo's second victory, I believe, if memory.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Graveball tournament for today. Once again, my name is XD. I'm joined here with Nick. Sorry about that. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties right now. But we are going to be heading into our next matchup, as we are going to be working that quite shortly. And Nick, what are your thoughts after that very I'd say very interesting matchup between Steph Curry and Revo? Steph Curry and Revo.
Yeah, like Steph Curry. It was a very good match. Obviously, as I've already said, I think a couple different times that the standings, in my opinion, don't necessarily, or the records are not necessarily indicative of how a player plays and how they perform. As we saw between Steph Curry and Revo, Revo now has advanced above Curry in the standings, and Revo was a bit more towards the bottom. But with that victory, he is able to potentially spoil Curry's chances of going for potential third place, but with the top 3 being so far undefeated, wasn't looking very good for any others except for those 3 anyway. And Revo playing very, very good. I believe it was against Chad Tronic, who he had a very good performance there. So it's one of those things that it shows that they might have the losing record. They might not be taking these matches in the end, but they are performing very, very well, which I always find exciting.
Wait. Are you guys ready for a very hype matchup here? Larry Bird and Stifled Jackal on the battle for first place. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we are back, everyone, to our Graveball Round Robin tournament hosted by Esports for Indie. And we are absolutely excited to be here right now to see 2 contenders for first place duke it out, as we're going to be looking at Larry Bird taking on Stifled Jackal as we are loading up.
Okay, looks like we are having a long load time, so we are going to restart that lobby.
Yep, quite unfortunate, but hopefully we can get this underway. But still, these 2 players right now are playing very well. While Stifled Jackal, I think, has kind of just opted more towards playing around his AI. You know, Larry Bird has had a lot of impressive dunks and shots lately. I think he's a contender to really take this off.
Yeah, I agree. So far, he is in first place, but Jackal is sitting at third. So this is a situation where he could close that gap if Jackal is able to take that victory. But based on, as you said, how each team is playing, how Larry Bird seems to be less reliant just a bit on his AI to perform well. He seems to make a lot of plays by himself. Jackal is also very good. So it's one of those situations where you can't necessarily just rely on yourself, because if you play very well and rely on your AI, you're going to have a bit of an advantage.
Right. Anyway, hopefully we can get this match started underway. Since we are going to be remaking the lobby. Sorry about that. We do have a little bit of technical difficulties. But these two players right now for the battle of first place. Remember, if they do manage to win the tournament, they are up for a bunch of prizes. Our first place winner, once again, Monster Hunter World, Destiny 2, Dead Rising 4, The Surge, Mafia 3, and Rising Storm 2, Vietnam, as our first place prize. But pretty soon, I do believe we'll be getting to match quite shortly, as our lobby, once again, will be all set up. We're going to head right into it. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. And we are back, everyone, with our first place matchup between Larry Bird taking on Stifle Jackal for the battle of first place. These two players are currently undefeated, but Stifle Jackal gonna have the first ball.
So far, a lot of carnage, but it is Larry Bird's AI taking him out.
And now Stifle Jackal with the ball, gonna be trying to see if he can get it off to her side, but Larry Bird is here to stop him. Nice toss by him, but Larry Bird catches the ball and is gonna toss it to her side.
Looks like he's trying to get a pair of position. Is able to take out Jackal. That's going to mean no one's going to be able to get there.
Larry Bird with the first point. Unfortunate for Stifle Jackal. Not able to make it on time. Just, wow, I would say. Very quick first point.
If he's able to use the scythe here, he might be able to take it for to get another point, but it's stuck. It was stuck between the corner and his ally.
No, Stifle Jackal now going to be able to have possession over the ball. Toss it over to the other side. No one from Larry Bird's side able to defend it. Gets the point. 1-1 right now between these two teams.
Very, very good job. Using that speed to your advantage in your ghost form, throwing it down, getting those kills at the end of your end of the field, which means they weren't able to get there fast enough even in ghost form.
And now Stifle Jackal go with the side into ghost form, gonna be able to grab the ball. No, actually gonna be going over to Larry Bird. Stifle Jackal with the ball now, gonna be waiting to see if he could toss it into hoop. The ball is up, goes for the 2-pointer, gets it! Score coming out for Stifle Jackal, 2 points. What a play. Wow, what a play from Stifle Jackal. Great 2-pointer coming out from Stifle Jackal. I think that's our second 2-pointer we've seen all game, or all stream.
I believe it is. I mean, we've seen a couple dunks. We've seen very nice hup from Jackal there, using his as a ground pop up to get it up and away. Although with that dive, oh no! Larry Bird's teammate hit the ball and prevented it from going because Jackal was down just long enough and he missed his dive.
Oh, Stifle Jackal.
Looks like he might go for a dunk.
May go for the dunk. Misses. Larry Bird has the ball now. Goes for the shot. He's going to be on the goal, but not going to be able to get just yet.
This looks like they're moving it about, but they're not getting it out of the goal, which is going to be the problem here. It looks like he is going to be able to score. Maybe no, that corner is being the problem again.
Save coming out. Stifle Jackal wants to get the ball. Gets taken down, though. The corner, though, gonna deny the score just for a little bit longer. A war for the point, but Stifle Jackal's team gets it out.
All right, see, there's a lot of fighting going on in the middle now, and people in chat are making comments about the dunking, and I think the dunking is almost harder because you have to get it right. But it looks like Jackal is gonna increase his lead. 30 seconds. I don't think Larry Bird's gonna be able to close that gap within 30 seconds. He might have to hope for the second round to go more his way. But I get that dunk on the basket, as I was saying before, because you have to get the strength just right, because you're right there, but you have to hold it when you're jumping and all that in order to get it in there. So I think it's not a surprise that you've seen a lot of missed dunks.
He can go for that three-pointer, though, so Larry Bird isn't out of it just yet, but he's going to have a miracle shot there. May just want to get a point now to make it a little bit easier, but now Stifle Jackal has the ball, going to be running away with it. This will mean that Larry Bird, he needs to have a miracle in order to stay in this game, but Stifle Jackal wants to get another point to close out this game. Larry Bird with the defense has the sight right now, gets the ball for himself. Extra time going to be going up, and hoops are going to be up. Larry Bird needs to at least get a three-pointer if he wants to stop the series, but no! Not going to be enough. Stifle Jackal takes game one.
Yes, he does. As I said, I think Larry should, at that point, should have kind of saved his energy just a little bit and put a couple more eggs in the basket of the second round, because at that point, as you said, he could have gone for a 2 or 3 pointer to close that gap a lot faster. But it was just one of those things that I wouldn't necessarily bank on that, because it's a lot harder to make than it would be to, let's say, start fresh.
Stifle Jackal, though, with the 2-pointer, I believe closing out that last game. Will now be in the second game here in this best of 3 between these two undefeated players. Stifle Jackal right now losing grip of that side, but Larry Bird maybe looking to get the ball. No, goes on to Stifle Jackal. He's going to be looking to make a score, but Larry Bird could do something about it, but oh, no one's going to be there just yet. Save from the AI, going to be tossing it out, goes onto the corner, rolls out. Potentially Larry Bird goes for the dive, may get the ball, but the battle for the ball right now, we see here, folks, Stifle Jackal maybe going for the 1-pointer. No!
Oh, denied!
Look at that block coming out from Larry Bird. Gets his hands on the ball. Now looking for that touchdown.
That was definite bone block right there. It was, use the bone, okay. For some reason that makes me chuckle. Anyway, definite, very nice block there with using club to prevent it from going in. It was on the rim, and he hit it out. Very, very good job from Larry Bird.
Yeah, definitely. And now we are going to be seeing another attempt for the goal here. The hoop is going to be up, but is not going to be there for long, as Stifle Jackal now has his hands on the ball. A minute and 45 on the clock. No one has made a point just yet. Very intense game.
Well, we missed that throw that Larry Bird's AI did, which, very nice. Very good job there. That definitely would benefit if he's able to get people down there, but even in goes for him, he's not able to catch up to that ball fast enough.
Hoops are up. Stifle Jackal goes for the 2-pointer, denied by Larry Bird once again. Stifle Jackal not going to have as much luck as before. Minute and 20 on the clock. Stifle Jackal going to be looking for the ball, but Larry Bird is going to be here to secure it. Maybe actually be able to get the point. No, it is nearby. Stifle Jackal going for it. That is good. No! Denied by Stifle Jackal. Taken back by him, and now he's going to be looking for the point.
He's going to go. I think he's going to try. I think he's thinking about turtling it just a little bit, or he was hoping for the hoops to come up there. But it looks like I think Larry Bird might be shooting. Oh, the AI almost made it, just barely. But if he's able to body block Jackal off the goal.
Larry Bird wants to get it for himself, but Stifle Jackal gets it. No hoop yet, so he can't make it, but he gets killed by one of the computers there. Larry Bird gets the ball for himself. Now going to be seeing if he can make the toss. No, is not able to throw the ball. Stifle Jackal has the ball for himself again. And now we may be seeing another touchdown going on. Stifle Jackal defending as long as he can. Larry Bird gets the ball. Hoops are up. Let's see what happens. Stifle Jackal goes for the 2-pointer, misses. Bird gets the ball. No hoop just yet. 20 seconds left on the clock here. Larry Bird may be able to get the point.
Let's see if he is. See, at the other end of the field in Larry Bird's goal, the reason that no, he did it as well. They're hitting the ball and moving it, preventing it from scoring. Jackal did the exact same thing.
Jackal has possession of the ball. We're going to be seeing sudden death. The hoops are up. Stifle Jackal hits it. Score! For Stifle Jackal hits the 2-pointer to end the game. 2-0 over Larry Bird.
Wow. There you go.
Woo! Stifle Jackal. What a beast. What in the world?
His and the name Stifle definitely fits, because he's definitely being stifling right now.
If anything, I think Stifle Jackal has managed to knock out my hiccups. So, what a great game played by both these players, though. Larry Bird tries his hand to hit the ball so many times, but Stifle Jackal with the
That was very, very good play, especially that second round there, because it was 0-0 the entire time practically. And then Jackal was just showing that he had just a bit more skill, just a bit more of an ability to make the baskets, not even necessarily when he needs to, although he did do that. He was able to make them, which I think was very, very important. And as I've said before, it's difficult. It is difficult to make those baskets. I don't know if I actually ever made one when I played. And I played for, a straight couple hours, just match after match, and I don't think I ever made one.
Yep, and now our tournament may be coming to a close quite soon. A little bit matches left for these teams, but Stifle Jackal, and he has one more to go. Chad Tronic, never going to be the player to watch out for. Stifle Jackal, if he wants to be able to come out on top, as Chad Tronic originally undefeated, but did drop. Did drop the Aggie. So he is now going to be 5-1 in the standings.
Yes. So the standings really didn't change all that much, although Jackal did jump up to second place due to Chad Tronic having a loss, even though he has 6 games and Jackal only has 5. He does have a loss on his record, so that does drop him down to third place. But that does also close the gap for some other people to potentially win third place, with Eggy only behind 1 loss, 5-2, down from Chad Tronic's 5-1. And then Revo, he's actually jumped up quite a bit as well. He's at 4-3, so he's also in the running, depending on how the next couple of matches go. So this is actually really very, very, very close, but Larry Bird still has a bit of a buffer, even with that loss just then.
Yep. And now we are going to be setting up for our next game here. Once again, congratulations to Stifle Jackal over that 2-0 against Larry Bird. And, now Stifle Jackal has a couple matches left, is currently 5-0, 3 matches he has left to play against. And his remaining opponents, you're on the lookout. Stifle Jackal is going to have to play against Chad Tronic, Steph Carey, and I'm trying to find his last matchup. I can't seem to find it.
Jackal is yet to play Revo, I think.
Revo, yeah. Revo, actually, I do believe he's had a couple of upsets. Same thing for Eggy. Although Eggy has dropped 2 games, he was able to pick up a win over Chad Tronic, so don't underestimate him. And speaking of which, we're going to have Eggy taking on Steph Carey, as we are going to be getting the lobby set up. I do believe we should be ready to go as soon as we get the bots in. And we'll be right back, folks, with Eggy versus Steph Carey. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. And here we go, everyone. We are going to be featuring Eggy taking on Steph Carey for the battle of third place, I do believe, as Eggy right now looking to solidify his spot here. Already looking for an early touchdown, but can't get it. Steph Carey denies him, as Eggy is now running after the ball with the sight.
And Eggy playing very aggressive here, although the aggression seems to be not putting the skull in his own goal. But Carey right now is in the position, just like Revo, in the position of spoiler. He could potentially close the gap between third place and, I believe, fourth and fifth. So him and Revo right now are in prime positions to try to win, take it away from somebody else.
I do want to see more of these players going for the long-range shots, because we've seen what Stifle Jackal has been able to do with that. Because now hoops are going to be going down, but game is not going to be over just yet, as Eggy right now does have possession of the ball, but Steph Carey grabs it for himself. Going to be looking to toss it over to the other side. The hoop is up, but he's not going to be going for the shot. He's just going for the touchdown goal, but Eggy can't make it in time. That's going to be Steph Carey getting the first point.
That was very good, and I think he just barely missed that club swing. He was right there, but I think he just wasn't quite aiming right at it, so the cone didn't quite hit it.
Yep, and now we're going to be looking at the second point. Going to be on to score here. Eggy going to be tossing it over to the other side, but a great intercept coming out from Steph Carey. As Eggy right now has possession of the ball. Maybe just looking to get his first point here. Great ricochet. Steph Carey spawns, but kills Eggy, but gets the ball just in time. Hoop is up. Steph Carey goes for the shot, misses. Actually going for the touchdown, intercepted by Eggy here. And
Is he gonna go for the dunk? No, it got too small at that point, but he looks like he might have been able to get it. But Eggy has all of his teammates up there, so he's not going to be able to. Carey's not going to be able to get the score on that one, but it was very, very close. Very nice try.
Yeah, and now we are going to be seeing if Eggy can get his first point, but can't get it just yet. Hoops are up. Let's see if one of the players can get the dunk. But Eggy's still going for the ball. He gets killed by his own teammate. Eggy, no. It's unfortunate. So unfortunate for Eggy. But now look at that. Eggy trying to defend his goal right now. Gets the ball for himself. Got to be looking to see if he can get a point for himself. But Steph Carey is here to intercept. Grabs the ball for himself. Eggy with the kill. Gets the ball again. No one is nearby. But can't make the shot. He can't make it just yet. The group is up. Steph Carey trying to defend. He gets it.
I wasn't sure if he was going to get the club hit on that one, but Eggy was having the problem. He wasn't holding the throw button long enough, I think. He was just dropping it, which means he didn't have the distance to get it into the goal.
Now Eggy has possession of the ball. Nick, watch this. Is Eggy trying to dodge his opponents and his allies. Does not want to get taken down. Ball going to be on his court. Look at that. Denied.
All the way down the other end. This might not be good for Eggy unless an AI can get it.
It's a point. Great defense. And the deny coming out for Steph Carey. He's going to take the first game 1-0.
As I said, he's potentially in the position for spoiler here. And that AI almost was able to defend it. But a very nice thrown club from an AI from Carey's team was able to knock him out and prevent him from getting in there. That was a very, very, very good play. Very interesting. Very cool.
Absolute heartbreaker here, but here we go. Round number 2 coming out for Graveball, as we are going to be seeing right now Steph Carey starting out with the ball. He's going to be tossing it over to the other side. Can't get it down just yet. Eggy, though, trying to see if he can get the ball for himself. Going to be tossing it over. May get the point. Eggy looking to see if he can get his first point of the series, actually, but Steph Carey, great defense.
This was very good. And I think the problem there with that throw was that it was just a bit too hard for how close they were to the goal. So I think they would have just done it a little bit softer. Even just ran it in and dropped it. That might have been a lot better. But going to go for that dunk. I think they're just going to go for the touchdown play. Give Steph Carey's alive.
Can't defend it. That's the first point going over to Eggy there. he tried so hard, but nope.
That was the situation I was talking about before, where if you're not close enough, you need to dive. Yes, you have a club, and yes, it is way better than the dive. But if you're far away, you got to dive. You got to give that a shot, even if you don't trust it.
Yep, and now after a series of 2-0s back and forth on stream, let's see if Eggy can continue the run here. Great dodge! He jumped over Steph Carey. Look at those jumps, dude. Eggy with the score 2-0.
You could see Carey tried to go for the swings, but you don't turn quite fast enough. You need to wait for the turn in order to swing. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get there.
Yep. And now Steph Carey going to be seeing if he can toss the ball to his own side. Eggy with the side, though. Gets some kills back and forth. 3 on his board, maybe 4. Team kills 2. Wants a lot of blood. Eggy trying to see if he can get the point for himself, but no. The ball's just rolling. All the bodies are 2. Wait, did he just suicide with the ball?
Interesting strat.
Okay. Amazing strategy coming out from the AI there, but Steph Carey now looking to see if he can get his hands on the ball. The hoops are up. Let's see if Eggy with the dunk. Dunks right on top of Steph Carey and is now 3-0.
Looks like our most recent question in chat has stumped some people, interestingly enough. Thought I'd bring that up. Knowing I'm here, I'm watching you.
Oh my lord. Eggy right now with the sight, just getting kills back and forth. Has to feel really good about his lead. One more point should solidify, but Steph Curry tries to get the point for himself. Tosses it over to Eggy's side once again. Eggy looking for the ball, may actually get the point one more time. Steph Curry does not want to be 3 points down. Definitely does have to look to get the opportunity for the hoop. A 3-pointer would definitely help here. Steph Curry not going to be able to get the ball just yet. As Eggy still trying to score. Steph Curry tries to deny. No dunk and a denial. Look at that ball go all the way up in the air. Eggy trying to get the ball for himself. No, goes on to Steph Curry on the run there. Dies to the computer. Steph Curry now going to play on the defense, trying to get some kills back and forth. Let's see what happens, Nick.
Interesting. I'm seeing a lot of odd and random suicide moves from the AI, especially from Steph Curry's AI. Interestingly enough, I've seen a couple from Eggy's, but interesting ideas that the AI has.
I think Eggy's a bit mad right now. He is a 4-0, just completely smashing Steph Curry, and look at that. Eggy now going to be looking for a point opportunity, but Steph Curry almost got his first point. So close.
Almost did. And see Curry, he's sitting there in ghost form. He's like, I got this, guys. Don't worry about it. He's just keeping an eye out for all the ghosts.
Well, even before we even talk about that, Eggy with the dodges. Look at that, bobbing and weaving. Can't even get hit. And now Steph Curry. And we see if he can get it, but I don't think this extra time is happening because the max
it's not going to matter.
Right.
You think? I think he went the same route that Larry did last time. It's like at this point, it honestly doesn't matter. I'm not going to try too hard. At this point.
My gosh. Eggy with the final point to bring this to game number 3. Just brutal, man. Eggy just dunked straight up on Steph Curry. Whew.
All right, so it is going to be the tie break here. So this should be very, very interesting.
Let's go. Eggy and Steph Curry gonna be at it again. The ball gonna be going over to Steph Curry now. Gets a kill for himself, but Eggy does have the sight. Suicides to get the ghost and the movement speed. And you gotta keep in mind, something that I did forget, when you suicide, you don't have a respawn timer actually, so actually suiciding can be very beneficial to avoid some attacks. That's a point brought up by the chat, thank you by the way. So right now, Eggy dodging and weaving. Look at that. He can't be hit and touched, but Steph Curry may be getting possession of the ball quite shortly.
Yeah, suiciding in this game is actually a very important mechanic. I've actually seen quite a few.
What?
AI does go for the points.
Oh, the AI grabs the ball, gets the score, and there was nothing that Egg could do. And you look at the chat just going lit up. Nice play, says Steph Curry. Oh, that was unfortunate.
Here we go. So the AI is back here to defend. Very good position.
AI was
gonna have the sight coming out of ghost form.
Yep. Steph Curry right now trying to see if he can get the ball himself. Tosses it over. Eggy trying to see if he can get the score.
Oof.
To tie it up. Steph Curry looking for possession of the ball. What are you doing?
What? Okay. We figured it out.
The AI
You can score on your own dunk.
The AI takes and he scores on his own goal.
That's AI giveth, AI taketh away. That's the lead. Gave you that lead, it's gonna take it away. You don't deserve it, apparently. That's what it says. Like, you need to make your own baskets now.
I actually...
I was hoping we could figure that out. I didn't have to play it myself. I saw it.
I can't hear it right now, man. Eggy with the ball right now, trying to see if he can get another score for himself. Hoop is up. Steph Curry gets the ball, intercepts, and now he's going to be looking for a score of his own. Goes for the 2-point and misses. Gets the intercept.
That
Great
might
pass.
work.
Actually, Eggy can't get this. And Steph Curry scores again.
Looks like it says you can't score from behind, so it must have just sat. It basically kind of went in and leaned back into it. Interesting.
Lean with it, rock with it. You know?
So it pretty much is like, you know what? No, I'm not going. I'm not going back there. I'm going back this way, and then it scored. Interesting. Okay, cool. But turns out you can't score on your own ring. Awesome. I'm glad we figured that out. That was a question I had. And it looks like you might get another score, depending. No, the guy was able to dive in there. That was really close.
Aggie better be there to defend. Hoops are up. Aggie looking for the ball. That's going to be the shot, but Steph Curry gets the ball. Can we see a dunk heading up? Aggie has the ball now. Tries to get the score. Dumps the ball. Kills Steph Curry. No, doesn't even matter. Aggie ties it up 2-2.
I was worried there that could have been honestly a lot easier. I think Aggie held on to that skull a bit too long.
Right.
He gave Curry a chance to get it, which didn't happen, but that was a close thing. Oh my! He might get a point from nobody touching it at all.
The Reaper is here. Aggie has taken out 2 people with his sight and was able to score off of that. Great play from him. And now round 3 going to be coming in. Or sorry, 5th point going to be coming in. 6th point now on the board right now. Steph Curry definitely wants to score here. Gets a double kill, actually. Aggie with a triple. Almost gets a triple, actually. It's now Steph Curry has the ball. The ball is going to go all the way up. The hoop is out. Steph Curry, though, tries to get it for himself. Gets killed by his own team. What is this team doing? Aggie might actually score off of Steph Curry's unfortunate plays.
Yeah, Curry's AI seems to be hitting it towards his own goal, interestingly enough, which we've seen a bit before. But at this point in the tournament, you don't want to see stuff like that, as if you're on that team.
Now Aggie gonna have the ball all to himself. Let's see if he can get it. The dunk to end the game. No, he doesn't get it at the point. Aggie still really wants to get the dunk. Dunks it right on top of Steph to bring the game to a close. 2-1 over Steph Curry. Great plays from Aggie. What a beast.
See, that's good stuff. And that was really, really good. It was just kind of unfortunate situations a couple times, like the AI getting that. It wasn't backwards, but I'm going to say it was, only because that's the direction it came from, and sat there and then eventually scored. So it was a self-basket, self-dunk, which was just unfortunate.
I feel like
that's the only word I can use.
I feel like Aggie just at the end was just like, I'm just gonna dunk on Steph. Like, he didn't really have to do it, but he got the ball, went out of the goal, and went back in for it. So, oh man, what a guy, dude. Aggie, man, just unreal. I think he's really done a great job so far with the combat aspects of the game. I really like to see him kind of improve on the long range shots too. But definitely, he does know how to put the hurt into his opponents in Graveball.
Yes, he does. It's just he presses advantages when he has one. So he definitely is able to use it, use whatever advantage he has in order to take it out. But you can't. And I can't really say anything against Jackal for that match, because he played very well. There was a couple situations that just didn't go his way, and it was unfortunate. I don't know if it was actually a Star Trek quote, but it was, you can do everything correctly and still lose. Which I love that quote, because you can. There are situations you don't make a single mistake. You do everything right and you still end up losing. Which that's kind of, I think, that's how I see that match. Not a whole lot went wrong necessarily, except a couple things, sure, but he did end up losing.
Yeah, and now, as we are going to be getting to our next lobby quite shortly, let's go take a look, Nick, at the standings here right now. Stifle Jack, sitting on top of first place, hasn't dropped a single game, has 2 left to play. Aggie will finish the round robin 6-2 at third place. Larry Bird, going to be 6-1 right now, has 1 more match to play. Chad Tronic, 5-2, 1 more match to play. Can tie it up with Aggie if he is able to win his final match against Colin Quinn, otherwise known as Larry Bird. So that's something to definitely look out for. Revo going to be ending it. 1 more game left, but will be knocked out of top 3 contention for 3. Steph Curry 3-4 has 1 match left. Imperius going to be 1-6. Lomi 0-6, and Digital Carnage 0-7. And now I think it's the race for second and third place. I think that's what's happening right now.
That's what it's looking like. But looks like, unless, let's see, Steph Curry, looks like Jackal and Carey have yet to play, it looks like.
Right.
So that potentially could drop him down and give Larry a chance to contend for first place as well if he's able to win. But we're gonna have to wait and see. So
my thing is, we could be seeing a 3-way tie for second place if Chadtronic can get a win over Larry Bird. Eggy, Larry Bird, and Chadtronic will be in a 3-way tie for second place and third. Hopefully we do get that up on stream next, because that is definitely going to be the game to watch, because that will make or break the standings.
Yeah, it is interesting that we did have multiple people with undefeated records, but now that we're kind of getting towards the end, where people, I think maybe they're getting tired. Maybe some of the people who didn't have those such records, are now competing. That it's now it's a whole lot closer. So people that you might have discounted earlier are now coming back in.
Yep. And now all the players are in the lobby. Chadtronic taking on Larry Bird. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Chadtronic, DT Larry Bird, the battle for second place. If Chadtronic is able to win this and give Larry Bird another loss, he's going to be able to do it. And the match almost starting off with a bang. It's Chadtronic right now trying to see if he can get the ball. Great deny from the computer. Back and forth action. The skull is just there. Chadtronic going to be looking for it, but does have the sight. Gets the kill. Chadtronic now looking for the ball. May actually almost get it. Larry Bird now going to get his hands on it. Lots of back and forth action, but Larry Bird right now going to be looking to see if he can get the score here onto Chadtronic. Almost gets it, but can't. Unlucky.
The AI did a very good job of keeping the ball moving there, preventing it from doing a whole lot. Although he did suicide just then in the goal. Interesting decision.
Yep. And now Larry Bird with the ball, gonna be trying to see if he can get the score. But look at that! Look at the one lone computer tries to make the score, but can't make it. Unfortunately, Chadtronic now gonna be up, whacking people with the bone, and no one up just yet. But now Larry Bird is gonna be back on board, looking to see if he could get the score. The hoops are up. Let's see who could get the first score of the game. Chadtronic trying to defend him, as Larry Bird right now trying to see if he get the point himself. It's up just yet. First point, almost getting down. Chadtronic with the dive.
Yeah, Chadtronic having to play very, very defensive this match, but doing a very good job of it. Doing exactly what he needs to do to prevent the scores from going through.
We do see right now Chadtronic trying to see if he can get the save here. Yes, he does. Denies the score, gets the ball for himself with the club on his back, looking for the score. 2-pointer, maybe? No, just denied from Larry Bird.
Very good job. He tried to go for that downtown shot, but wasn't able to do it. Very good defense from Larry.
And now we do see Chadtronic still trying to play defense. 1 minute left on the clock. Let's see if Larry Bird is able to score, or will Chadtronic hand him his second loss of the game. The dunk is available, but Larry Bird denies it from happening. Here we go. He tosses it back to himself, but very interesting play coming off the computer.
It was interesting. It's like he tossed it back from my screen. It looked like he tossed it back to Chadtronic, and as he's coming out of the grave, he knocked it forward towards his own side of the field.
Can't just be a next level play, but look at that. The ball going to be on their side. No one going to be up just yet. We're looking at the ball right now. The hoop is going to be available for both teams to use, but will be gone quite shortly. But let's see. Larry Bird now has the ball. Goes for the three-pointer. Does not get it. And Chadtronic able to get it back. 15 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what happens.
Looks like Chadtronic, he's going to go for a bit of a slower play here. Not as much of the... Wasn't going for the long pass, although there was an AI there to potentially get it in. Looks like if they able to just
almost
barely gets it moving.
Chatronic really wanted it there, but look at that. The ball all the way at the other side of the screen. We do see Chatronic going to be going for it. No! He almost saves it. Yeah.
Yellow team wins.
Very nice job from both teams there. That one was just, he wasn't quite fast enough. He didn't quite have it. It was not able to hit it fast enough. And so it went over to Larry Bird there.
What a nail biter coming out from Chatronic and Larry Bird, but unfortunately Larry Bird is going to be able to get the point right there at the very last minute. But now look at this. Round 2 going to be heading up in a best of 3. Let's see if Larry Bird can close this one out.
And so this one is very action-packed.
Yeah.
Burns taking it down to the wire. Very nice defense. Very, very conservative offense, actually. But just both teams playing very good defense, preventing the other team from scoring, which is very exciting right now. Very, very good. So because Larry Bird able to get it? Not quite. The AI is there just in time.
And now we are going to be seeing Chatronic. We're going to see if we get the points. But look at that. Larry Bird goes for the shot. Does not get it. Actually, he does get the score. Although it's a one-pointer, that was still pretty sick as the ball did ricochet.
Well, see, that's where it gets exciting because because even if it misses, you don't necessarily count out the chance that it's going to go in. So
and now Larry Bird going to be coming up with the first point here, but Chatronic going to be dodging as much as he can. Dodges the sight, but falls eventually too. Is Larry Bird now going to be able to have it? No, gets killed off by the computer. We may see another point. Score coming out for Chatronic.
Not able to get there. They were just far enough away, and Chatronic had a very good defense of that ball. Got a kill when he needed it, and was able to prevent it from getting there. Very good job.
Yep, and now Larry Bird is going to have his hands on the ball. Chatronic trying to see if he can do anything about that, but the hoops are going to be up. Chatronic maybe look for the score. No, it's going to actually go over to Larry Bird. The pass is going to be done. Could see a point? No, it's going to get denied. Chatronic with the ball. Now let's see what he can do.
Larry Bird has to get in there, has to hit it. All right, there he goes. He's like, it was looking pretty crazy there. Okay, another questionable suicide, I think, from the AI.
Now Chatronic's team does have the ball. We're going to have to see if that's going to be enough, though. Chatronic is going to be going down, going to be going ghost, as the hoop is available. But Chatronic's team is here to defend.
He's coming in. Larry Bird's spending a lot of time as a ghost. He just needs to drop it in. Oh, I wasn't able to get it there. I wonder if it would have been better to just hit it in, but then you risk not getting it where you want it to go. There you go. Not bad. Gonna hit the corner though.
Oh! Saved by the corner, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Oh, just again, the tip of the weapon gonna be able to hit the ball, and now the hoops are gonna be up. Larry Bird gonna be looking for the shot. May get it. Goes for it. Hits it. And now that's gonna be a score going over to Larry Bird.
He wanted that dunk. He didn't care that there was a guy in front of him, in front of the hoop. No, he was going for that dunk, and he was not going to be denied. He was getting it no matter what.
A great play coming out from Larry Bird, but let's see how far Chatronic can take this game on. Remember, this is going to be such a crucial win. If Chatronic can win this, he wants to be able to tie it up, but Larry Bird right now with the ball, going to be seeing if he can go for the score, tosses it over to the other side, it's knocked away by the wall there. Chatronic and Larry Bird, though, right now currently down. The ball is going to be up. That's going to be another goal. Larry Bird gets the touchdown. And now he's going to be up 2 points.
Yeah, see, what is it called? It's just called score. Is it touchdown, field goal? We call it dunk when you get it in the ring.
Okay, the dunk is when they get into the ring. To get the score when they do it. Well, we're just gonna wing it. I think that was a touchdown.
Let's play the sports balls. Let's go.
Woo, sports ball.
All right, come on. All right, Larry's going. He's going for the dive strat, which actually isn't bad because he was dodging Chad's swings at him. So as we talked about a long time ago, there are multiple ways to get away from someone's swings. You can kill yourself, jump, or you can dive. And he was definitely
8 seconds left on the clock, though. Let's see if Chatronic can get 2 points for himself. does have the ball. The ring is up. Chad Tronic looks for the shot. May get it.
Oh,
no, misses. Yes,
barely misses.
Found it off the rim there. Chad Tronic right now does have another shot out opportunity. Can he get the ball? No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Larry Bird takes it 2-0 over Chad Tronic.
Yeah, no denials for Chad this time.
Yep.
Very good job from both teams, though. Very not like it.
Sorry about that. We are just
back.
hopefully about done with the technical difficulties on Twitch, but here we are again. Back with support Graveball. My name is Steve. Seriously, once again, I'm here with Nick. And Nick, what an intense game we just watched there.
Yeah, it was very exciting, very very cool. A lot of shots on the basket or on for the ring, and especially right there at the end, you could see that Chad really wanted that dunk, and he needed it in order to push it for a potential tie. And it's just he's so close. He even hit it. He hit the edge of the rim. And then we saw an earlier one where it was more of a kind of like a rebound shot off of the rim. That was it was a very good match. I can't fault either. I can't fault either one much.
Oh, at the moment, we have an update on the standings, and I like to get that over to the audience at home. Excuse me, I just burped. On the first place right now will be Colin Quinn, finishing up the round robin with a score of 7-1. Larry Bird, sorry about that. Stifle Jackal, currently going to be sitting on a 6-0. He has 2 matches left to play, one against Revo, one against Steph Curry. Hopefully we can get that underway shortly. Eggy will end 6-2, locked in for 3rd place. Chad Tronic will end as 5-3, unfortunately knocked out from top 3. And Revo and Steph Curry currently 4-3 and 3-4 respectively. They are the only ones left to face Colin Quinn. But our top 3 at the moment will be Stifle Jackal. Colin Quinn, otherwise known as Larry Bird, currently 7-1. Stifle Jackal 6-0, 2 matches left to play. And Eggy, who is currently sitting on 6-2. Those will be our top 3. Right now, we need either Revel or Steph Curry to play spoiler to either force a tiebreaker against Larry Bird or Eggy. So we'll see.
I'm trying to look at the standings here because it looks like even if Curry were to beat Jackal, that would not take him out of the running for 2nd place.
Right.
He would lose 2 of his matches to tie for 2nd with Eggy, which based on how he's been playing, I don't necessarily see that happening. He could potentially take 1st place away from Larry, though. That is definitely a possibility because he has yet to play Curry, and I believe his other match, let me see.
Yeah. I do believe he's
against Revo.
He's currently playing Revo right now, yeah. And then his last match will be against Steph Curry. Yeah, we're just going to be waiting on that. But so far, let's run down the wonderful tournament we've had today. Graveball round robin, the first one ever for Graveball, hosted by Esports for Indie, under the Overpowered Noobs. And what a great game. It's been such a pleasure to cast Graveball. We've seen so many plays back and forth. Who could forget game number 1 between Eggy and Revo? Just Eggy getting that last minute sudden death dunk. Still one of the highlight plays for me.
Yeah, it was very very good. It's hard for me to pick plays that really stick out as like the standout play because there were so many. As you said, Eggy against I believe it was Revo, that first match, playing very very well. But then there was another dunk. I can't remember who did it. It was a very very similar thing. It was going into overtime right there at the end. Was able to get a dunk, get it in the ring. Then you saw another one right as overtime ticked over into overtime. There was a score in the goal from make it to 1-0 for that round, and it was just so much that you could say, but all the players I think have played very very well today. All the ones we've seen, it's been an exciting day. It's been great.
Now, as we are going to be waiting for our last matchup here, I think everyone wants to see Steph Curry get the upset over Stifle Jackal, as Stifle Jackal right now has not dropped the game just yet. He is currently finishing up his match with Revo, as that will be concluded quite shortly. But yeah, we will hopefully head into our last matchup here, and it's going to be very exciting to see if Steph Curry can play spoiler, and let's see if he can live up to the hype. Larry Bird had a great showing, so Steph Curry definitely going to be playing for Larry Bird here, because if he can win, it's going to be a huge upset. We'll be talking about the whole entire Graveball community.
Yeah, that is the thing where he obviously can't, he can't jump up in the standings to win anything for himself, but he could definitely ruin the experience of somebody else.
That is the best reward a person can get.
I know. That's how I explain it when I play battle royale games, where let's say you're playing in duos or whatever, and then you you're gonna die. One of them is gonna kill you, but you, let's say, down and kill someone else. You ruin their experience as we go into the next match.
The final game of our tournament today, Stifle Jackal taking on Steph Curry. And if Steph Curry can play spoiler, this would be the opportunity for him to leave the mark in the greatest sport of all of Goblin esports. As Graveball's final game in our round robin tournament will be underway, as right now, intense action going to be happening between Steph Curry and Stifle Jackal.
This is a very aggressive match so far. There are some shots, but mostly it's, I'm going to take out these people so they don't have a shot at getting the ball. It's less, I'm going to take the ball for myself.
Oops are up, though. And despawn, unfortunately, neither player going to be able to get their opportunity to do that just yet. Stifle Jackal with the ball, gets taken down with the weapon throw. Let's see if Steph Curry can make the first touchdown. No, he cannot. Gets denied. He kills two. Steph Curry gets the first point.
The AI, I believe it was the AI, spawned in almost in time to get it. Almost. But he wasn't able to spawn in and then do the action that would save it in time.
Steph Curry, man, currently on the path to Goblin esports success. If he can get this win over Stifle Jackal, what a block from Steph Curry! Walks in front of him, smacks the skull out of his face, goes for the score, but can't get it. As the pass is going to be done, Stifle Jackal now going to be looking for the ball with the sight. May go for the touchdown, but Steph Curry is here. If anything, gets the kill. Pass can be over.
Interesting decision from Jackal there, because he had it in the goal, but he decided to go ghost, which was fine. But then he did it on the ball, which pushed it out of the goal. Very interesting decision from Jackal there.
Now look at this, Stifle Jackal with the ball. The hoop is going to be up, and this is one of Stifle Jackal's specialties, being able to make the long-range shots. Does not get it, though. The hoop is too small, and that is going to be Stifle Jackal tying it up 1-1. Now here we go. Point number 3. Here we come. Is very unexpected point going to be coming out from Steph Curry from the beginning, but look at that. Almost a touchdown coming out, but Steph Curry going to be looking for the ball as everyone falls.
He's trying to go. It's pretty much just an aggressive bloodbath here. It's moving inches at a time, but if he's able to body block, he might be able to get it, and he does.
Dynamite.
Very, very good from Jackal there. Just look at the ball, make sure it doesn't move from your sight, and you got it.
Yep. Stifle Jackal playing the Guardian, not letting the ball leave his sight. As Steph Curry now going to be down 1 point, but he is not out of it just yet. But gets taken down by a weapon throw, and Stifle Jackal may get the point here. Save, gonna be done. Steph Curry spawns with the sight, kills one, maybe looking for another one. No, gets taken down by a weapon toss. Stifle Jackal gonna be looking for the point. Hoops should be up quite soon, I do believe. Stifle Jackal may be looking for a 2-pointer or whatnot, but he's gonna look for a touchdown instead.
Just so far, it's just fighting the goal, and looks like the momentum is definitely in favor of Jackal right now.
Yep, but Stifle Jackal gonna be looking for the shot, does not make it through the hoop. Steph Curry now gonna be looking for the ball, tries to defend it with his life, looking for the touchdown. No one is in his way. Passes the ball to the AI. He's gonna be going for the points, but Stifle Jackal denies it. Gets the ball for himself. We might be going to overtime quite shortly. Stifle Jackal looks to defend it, but Larry Bird! No, Steph Curry, sorry. I don't even know why I said Larry Bird. He's not in this game. Steph Curry gets the point, sends it to overtime.
At 0.6 seconds
Wait,
as
not
well. There would have been extra time, but doing it at that is just, it's almost better than doing it in extra time.
Well, we have sudden death coming up, and the hoops are going to be up. You don't want it to let it near Stifle Jackal's hands, though. Right now, the ball is going to be tossed up. Steph Curry looking for the ball, does want to get the upset. This is an opportunity. He's looking for the shot, doesn't get it, though. It's going to be looking for the touchdown instead. Now Stifle Jackal going to be looking for the shot. Need to deny this one or else it's going to go in. The denial coming out from Steph Curry, but the touchdown may still be in effect. Tosses the ball out. Steph Curry still outside. May have the ball now. Gets the ball for himself. The hoop is open, but gets taken down by Steph Jackson.
Looks like he might go for the dunk, and it looks like he doesn't make it. Unfortunate.
Steph Curry now looking for the ball, looking for the greatest upset in Goblin Esports history. Can he get the kill? Yes, he does. Gets the ball, looks for the hoop, and dunks it. With almost gets it.
He tries to go, but he's just a bit too far away for how much muscle he put behind it.
Now, Stifle Jackal has his ball. Got to be looking for the hoop. Gets it. Hits the rim. Maybe looking for
there it goes.
Dunk. Coming up, the Stifle Jackal 1-0. Gonna be coming out.
Yellow team wins.
So close. Steph Curry.
All right, that's another.
Jackal is run for his money.
So that's another round for Jackal. As out of the many he's already won, but Curry shows that he's here to compete still. He's here to ruin someone's experience. I don't know if he necessarily cares who it is, although but he's just focusing on the person in front of him. But I think that's only his goal. He's looking to ruin experience.
Steph Curry now going to be looking to see if he can get anything. But what in the world? Stifle Jackal with the triple kill, and now he's going to have the ball all to himself. Tosses it, ricochets off the wall. Maybe a touchdown, but Steph Curry does get the ball for himself.
Looking very good. So much death. Looks like Curry might be able to get it here, but no, he is denied by the AI. But so Jackal's gonna take advantage of that.
And now Stifle Jackal's team is going to be able to have the ball. The hoops are going to be available for the point. Stifle Jackal, he gets the ball. He shoots. He misses. Does not get the score, but gets killed by Steph Curry, who is now going to be looking at the ball. Stifle Jackal tries to get it, but is not able to. That's going to be most likely the touchdown coming out for Steph Curry. Gets down onto the point. A score coming out for Steph Curry. Once again, up 1-0.
And Jackal, you saw, did the exact same thing, or had the exact same thing happen to him that happened to Curry. He went for the dunk, but he didn't have the power to get it based on where he was, which was unfortunate.
And now we are going to be looking to see what Steph Curry and Jackal will be able to do against each other. Stifle Jackal now going to be looking for the hoop. Gets the ball, but the hoops are going to be up. Stifle Curry, he's going for the dunk. He shoots. He gets get the dunk.
What happened? You were there. I think he had too much power. So he tried to go for it and wasn't able to aim it properly.
The upset, or not the upset, the touchdown. Sorry, as Steph Curry now going to be looking at the ball. Double kill going to be coming out. Steph Curry has the ball, but the sight does miss. Touchdown maybe going down. Stifle Jackal tries to get the point, but
Looks
no,
like he's able to get it.
He's able to get it. Steph Curry 2-0. Well, Nick, we may be seeing an upset.
Potentially could be, but it's not necessarily an upset yet because
never mind.
There's some points, which is good. That is good for Jackal. However, There's still a minute left. Kerry could still make some points, but if Kerry wins this, he still has to win the third round. So I don't want to say upset just yet. I'm always interested in one, but
Pretty sure he jinxed it at this point. But
I don't want to throw that word around just yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now Steph Jackal gonna be looking for the point. Steph Curry though tosses the ball out of it.
This is looking very good actually, but I think it's a bit too much power. It's not going to stay in the goal.
No way, Jose, as now Steph Curry gonna be looking for the point, but Steph Jackal has the ball. Gonna be looking to pass it before he goes down. Steph Curry has a ghost. Steph Jackal, he shoots, he scores 2 points.
That pushes it up and gives him the lead. This is looking good for Jackal, a bit stressful for Kerry.
Steph Curry.
All right, come on, Kerry. You want to compete? You got to compete. Let's go.
Yep. Stifle Jackal. Be looking to see if he hold on to the ball, but Steph Curry definitely wants to cause the upset. He almost had it here, but look at that. The pass all the way over to Stifle Jackal's team. Sight gonna get denied. Great kills coming out from Steph Curry's team, but look at that. The ball gonna be on his Stifle Jackal's score. Point, goal, whatever. Goals are gonna be up. Stifle Jackal, he looks, he shoots. Bang! That's gonna be another one.
I believe that was 2 points. He was far enough away for 2. All right.
Yep.
All right, this is not looking good. Looks like it's definitely gonna go in favor of Jackal. 3 points to tie in about 25 seconds. That's a tall order.
Yep. Curry's either gonna have to make a touchdown at a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer to tie it up. Gonna have to wait and see. Stifle Jackal though. Oh, this may be the point we all look for, but look at that save coming out. Stifle Jackal not gonna have the ball, and he's gonna be looking for the hoops to spawn. And this could be another 2-pointer if he waits long enough. He's just stalling. No one's getting to it toward a ball, and Stifle Jackal may actually just do a 2-pointer to end it all. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what he does now. All he has to do is nothing. He just has to let go of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going in favor of Jackal. Very good play. Definitely was on the back of his ability to actually make the ring shots.
That is going to be it for the Graveball round robin tournament, as that was a 2-0 to do it out for Stifle Jackal. And now, for everyone at home, here are the final results. Your round robin winner, Stifle Jackal, with an impressive 8-0 score, getting the first place prize. Colin Quinn, otherwise known as Larry Bird, going to be looking for 7-1. And Eggy in third place with the 6-2 score. Congratulations to them for competing. Eggy being able to bring it back. A couple wins for himself. Larry Bird, unfortunately, not able to dethrone the king that is going to be Stifle Jackal, your first ever Graveball round robin tournament winner.
Yeah, that was very good. Great play from everybody. I'm excited for all the winners. I hope you're excited for all the games that you get to play. I mean, and especially if you don't have it, obviously, but if it's one of those things that was just good. That was just a great day. I'm glad we had the opportunity to stream it. I'm glad we had the opportunity to run the tournament. It was just a good day. It was a good time.
Yeah, definitely. And now, before we do conclude the stream, we do have to have just our last talk here. A lot of great plays here today. Thank you all so much for coming to watch and support the Graveball round robin tournament. Hope you all enjoyed it. Once again, this is the Graveball round robin 1v1 tournament hosted by Esports for Indie, powered by the OP News, Overpowered News. You can check us out on our website, I do believe on www.opnews.com for reviews and also more future tournaments like this. Nick, I had a lot of fun casting with you, man. Before we do conclude the stream tonight, what final words do you have?
I guess I just want to thank you for casting with me. I had a great time as well. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody who was chatting and watching and just having fun. And congratulations to all of our question answerers. I think it was dominated by mostly 2 people. But hope you enjoy the games that you've won. And I hope that the next time we do a tournament like this, a tournament of this game, any other game, that you stop by again and enjoy our company and the company of our other great casters.
Well, that is going to do it for us tonight. And from everyone in the Esports for Indie team, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Have a great night.